for the last few hours. Seems like white folk ain't never had a bright idea in their life. It's coming up with all kinds of ways to kill your ass. Now, mind you, most of them ideas had to do with fucking with your foreign parts. Now, that may seem like a good idea, but truth is, when you snip a nigga's nuts, most of them bleed out in about 7 minutes. Most of them. More than most. Then I says, shit, bye. The niggas we sell to LaQuint Dickey got it worse than that. And they still saying, let's whip him to death. Throw him to the mandingo, feed him stone side dog. I said, what's so special about that? We do that shit all the time. Hell, the niggas we sell to LaQuint Dickey got it worse than that. Lo and behold, out of nowhere, Miss Laura come up with the bright idea of giving your ass to the LaQuint Dickey Mining Company. And as a slave of the LaQuint Dickey Mining Company, henceforth till the day you die, all day, every day, you will be swinging a sledgehammer, turning big rocks into little rocks. And when you get there, they're going to take away your name, give you a number and a sledgehammer, and say, get to work. One word of sass, it cuts out your tongue. They good at it too. You won't bleed out. Oh, it does that real good. They're gonna work you all day, every day, till you back there. Then they're gonna hit you in the head with a hammer, throw your ass down the nigger hole. And that will be the story.
All right. Black Power. We talking the Ryan Hinton, 18 years old, killed by the police in Cincinnati, and his dad, Papa won't take in no mess. Papa, like I'm gonna handle this tit for tat, you know. So we're gonna get gangster with it. So yeah, it's like about time, been about time. Except I think he didn't get all the satisfaction he would have got if he got the one that killed his son. That's all I'm saying about it. I'll let the footage speak for itself, and then y'all chime on in with Black Power, y'all. What's up?
Black
Right,
Power.
right. We're taking it from the top. Taking it from the top. Oh, Shay, and Quimmer, you might pull some of this up, like you do on Shabbat, like, and then we'll just add it to the stage if you want. If you got a few footages, I
Uh,
got I got a bunch lined up though. All
oh,
right.
okay.
Yes, sir. Welcome, Queen Mothers. Welcome, Black Joe. Welcome, everybody. What's up? What's
Black
up?
power,
Black Power, Queen Mother. Hey,
black power.
all right. Y'all feel free to send that link out there, everybody, too. I'm trying to get Shabaka on here. Yeah, I figure, Shay, you could get Shabaka. Because I got the ball rolling now. I got to keep going. All right, y'all. Here's up. Taking it from the top. Because they had no business killing that young man. Got an eyewitness say that he didn't even have a gun in his hand when they shot him. But we'll hear their lies first, and then we'll chime in on it. Ha ha.
All right.
Power to the people. Cincinnati police. Yeah, they getting ready to get it started. One thing for sure, this is the start of something good. We can't just keep taking pictures. You gotta take matters in their own hands sometimes. Was it justice? Depending on how you look at it. I would say he didn't have the satisfaction he would have got had he got the one that killed his son.
Yesterday morning, following a report of a stolen vehicle, Cincinnati police officers were involved in a shooting in East Price Hill that resulted in the death of one man. I'm here with Police Chief Teresa Fiji, Councilmember Scotty Johnson, City Solicitor Emily Smith, and Assistant City Manager John Brazina. We as a city take the loss of life extremely seriously in every circumstance. It is always a tragedy, and it's a tragedy here today. And the processes we have in place because of the collaborative agreement are here to ensure transparency and clarity as we move forward. At the top, I want to thank our police department and all the first responders for their work to keep surrounding residents safe during this incident and during the ensuing search for the remaining suspects. As with every officer-involved shooting, there will be an investigation into this incident with the Citizens Complaint Authority and CPD running parallel investigations. As always, we are committed to a thorough process in accordance with the collaborative, and I am confident that the CCA, our police department, and our city administration will direct these investigations with transparency and clarity. Thankfully, all the responding officers were unharmed. Thank you, and I will now invite Teresa Fiji to speak.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Before I start with the presentation itself, I want to say, when an incident like this one that happened yesterday occurs, the impact is felt long after the moment itself. The emotional toll doesn't end quickly. It lingers with the families, the officers, and the community for an extended period of time. Officers across the country confront dangerous situations every day, sometimes more than once a day. They are often compelled to make split-second decisions to protect others and themselves when faced with immediate threats. Yesterday was one of those occurrences. Let me be very direct. We cannot allow individuals to flee from officers with a loaded firearm aimed at them. When this happens, the outcome is almost always tragic. No one wins, and everyone involved is affected. As I review the sequence of events from yesterday, you'll see exactly how rapidly these things evolved, and it will permanently alter the lives of everyone involved. So to give you an idea, this is 2500 Warsaw. I'm going to step out in front for a minute. Warsaw Avenue is down here. This is the long driveway, goes up a hill. Where the incident occurred is at the dead end of the parking lot back here. You'll see vehicles there now. You'll see a photo. The stolen car that we're going to talk about was backed into a parking spot back there. As you can see, this is a stolen Kia. It was stolen out of northern Kentucky yesterday. You can see we have two uniformed cars there. Prior to those uniformed cars arriving, we had two undercover cars that pulled into that dead end, stalled the vehicle. They backed out. They saw that there were individuals inside the vehicle, so they backed out and let the uniformed cars make the approach, which is the tactically sound decision to do. The cars are positioned the way the officers are trained. We are trained to use our vehicles as cover from any threat. That's what those officers did with the cars at that time. This is body-worn camera from officer number 2. Go ahead, Bobby. He's gonna go on your right. He's gonna go. So just to give you an idea, we have the 2 uniformed cars, we have 2 officers, there's 4 individuals in the stolen vehicle. All 4 individuals get out and start running, some in different directions. So officers decide which individual they're going to pursue. One officer decides to pursue the individual who we now know had a firearm in his hand. The other officer pursued another occupant that fled from the vehicle, and that'll be significant here in a moment when you see. So this is a still image. Again, I'm going to step out front. The car is parked over this way. Okay? They are chasing the individual. So officer number 1 is chasing this guy right here. Okay? This is the guy we ultimately end up shooting. The other officer who actually fires the shot on this individual is chasing a different individual further out this way, in this direction. Okay? As this officer is chasing him, he sees a firearm in his hand, and he yells, "Gun, gun," he's got a gun. This individual slips, trips, whatever, falls on the concrete right here. Other officers that were also there say in their interview, they heard the firearm hit the concrete. They heard the metal from the firearm hit the concrete. This individual gets up, still has the firearm in his hand, and continues to run through the dumpsters. So these are some still photos. This is the officer who originally saw him with the firearm in his hand, hauling
Black Power, comrade.
dumpsters. This officer knows that there's another officer here that is going to ultimately encounter him when he comes through the dumpster. So he makes him aware of that. He shouts out to him, "On your right, on your right." He's on your right. And that's where this individual comes out from between the dumpsters. This is the other officer, the one who fires the shot. This is his body camera as he approaches the scene. This is the firearm that was recovered at the scene after the individual was shot. This is what he had in his hand while the officer was shooting. This is a photo of it here at the ballistic. I already told you he fell on the concrete. The officer said that they heard the metal hit the ground. There are 3 spots on here where this gun has scratches on it. We believe those occurred when he hit the ground with the firearm. Semi-automatic. I don't know the make and model. This is the second. Sorry, Bobby, can you go back 1 frame, please? This magazine was in the firearm. That's an extended magazine, so it holds more rounds. Go ahead. This is the second magazine that was located in his sweatshirt pocket. Jacket pocket. And that is the magazine from that second. This is another firearm that was located inside the stolen vehicle. This is a firearm that was also stolen out of northern Kentucky sometime yesterday, early yesterday morning. Approximately, we believe, based on timelines, this was stolen from a vehicle in northern Kentucky, and then they went on to steal the vehicle that's involved in the incident. So because we are still attempting to 100% verify the individual's identity, the individual who we shot, we're going to list him as John Doe until we can 100% verify that for you. The other 3 individuals that were in the car all ran. This was an extensive search for these individuals. If anybody's familiar with 2500 Warsaw, it is steep terrain, both directions from that parking lot. heavily wooded. They ran into that area in different directions, and we happened to have hours of the day that we had several canines available and our drone operators available. So we deployed both of those, got some assistance from community members who were calling us, and we ultimately apprehended this gentleman as well as this gentleman. We still have another person we're looking for. We are attempting to positively identify him, and we'll continue to search for him. As you know, per Marcy's law, we're not going to reveal the officers' names, the officers who were involved, but here's their information.
Oh, we gonna get that. Believe that. We gonna get that. Might have that for night's over.
This is the scene afterwards. I want to point out this incident, from the time they bailed from the vehicle and police were chasing them to the time the individual was shot, 6 seconds. 6 quick seconds. But the officer's responsibility didn't end there. They did very admirably trying to save this gentleman's life by administering different variations of medical aid until the fire department responded. And this is the, you can see the medical debris, and then this is where the firearm was. Okay, we'll take a few questions.
Shows how, but it was seen if that only was done at the officer, but had it done. Tell why the officer.
Yeah. So just to kind of give you a frame of reference, the individual is running with a firearm in his hand. The officer is running, so the body camera is kind of jolting as the officer's running. What that leaves us with is a very blurred image, unfortunately. However, based on the officer's interviews, the officer who did discharge his firearm said that when the individual came out between the dumpsters, he had the firearm in front of him. It was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer. And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm. We believe 4 or 5.
They fear for their lives.
And I do want to clear up, based on information that we received, the individual was struck in the chest. It exited out the back. It was struck in the arm. We believe it went through his arm and into his side. So those were the two rounds that hit him. No indication. But I would like to add a caveat. We do not expect the officers to wait until they're fired upon before they feel the necessity to fire. They are trained to stop the threat. No, until they feel their life is no longer in danger.
Hold on, family. Hold on.
So this is where we have to go to the state of mind of the officer at the time. What is...
Oh, come on off of it. The state of mind of the officer, as soon as he saw that it was a free kill of a young black man, let's take our questions. Forget their questions. As a matter of fact, they had an eyewitness that said the boy didn't have no gun in his hand. The young man didn't have a gun in his hand when he got shot. We're going to play that too. But as long as they ask a BS question, let's ask ours. Anybody got one? And we'll come right back to it. Black power.
I got Shabaka coming in too. Man, I got too much echo on this thing. I can't handle it. Hold up.
All right. I got a few more footages too. Where'd it go? All I gotta say about it is Papa didn't take no mess. That's a damn show. All right, play this one.
Ohio, a man whose teenage son was killed by police is now accused of killing a sheriff's deputy in turn. Rodney Hinton is in jail in Cincinnati after he allegedly rammed his car into this officer, identified as Deputy Larry Henderson, a 33-year veteran of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, was retired, technically picked up a shift as a traffic cop for a day. It didn't turn out well. Henderson was not involved in Hinton's son's death. Tom Hansen's been following this tragic story, and we do warn you, as you may imagine, some of the footage here you're going to see is graphic.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun on your right! On your right! He's got a gun!
2 hours after watching this body cam video of officers shooting and killing 18-year-old Ryan Hinton after a police chase, officials say his father, Rodney Hinton, got into his car and purposefully drove into a sheriff's deputy directing traffic on graduation day near the University of Cincinnati, killing him.
He was so well liked and so well known. We are so deeply saddened.
Sheriff's deputies packed a courtroom Saturday as Rodney Hinton was charged with aggravated murder. They were there in support of the fallen deputy, now identified as Larry Henderson.
I understand there is a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in this room right now.
The day before, Cincinnati police say they got a report of a stolen vehicle at this condominium complex.
Ohio, a man whose teenage son was killed by...
He's got a gun! He's got a gun on your right! On your right!
In a matter of seconds. It all began with a stolen vehicle, a Kia from Edgewood, Kentucky. GPS tracking led the investigation here, a condo complex in East Bryce Hill. Officers arrived, and Chief Terry Fiji explains what happened next. Yep, all 4 individuals get out and start running. Some in different directions. So officers decide which individual they're going to pursue.
One decided which one they're going to kill, you mean?
Alno had a firearm in his hand. At some point, the person with the gun slips. They heard the metal from the firearm hit the concrete.
Welcome.
This individual gets up, still has a firearm in his hand.
Welcome, brother Shabaka.
Hey, what's going on?
Who fired the shots was chasing another suspect before he made contact with the armed suspect.
Play a little bit of the footage and then we'll jump on it.
Out between he had the firearm in front of him. He was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer. And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm. 4 to 5 rounds were fired. The suspect was hit twice, given medical care right away, and died. CG says this is the gun the suspect had. A semi-automatic with an extended magazine, with another magazine in his pocket. Let me be very direct. We cannot allow individuals to flee from officers with a loaded firearm aimed at them. When this happens, the outcome is almost always tragic.
Police also told us that a stolen gun was found inside that stolen Kia. At this time, we still do not have the identity of the person who was shot and killed. All police could tell us is that he was approximately 18 years old. Reporting live in East Bryce Hill tonight, Danielle Dindak, WOWT News 5.
Tragedy.
Have you noticed a trend lately with smaller websites?
It's a tragedy. It's a travesty. It's an injustice to us all.
Time that officer
but salute to Big Daddy Hinton.
Yeah, I call it state sanctioned homicide. Yeah, state sanctioned homicide is what it is.
Oh yeah, right behind this. Hold up. gotta give this soul brother the right music, just the same music for a black hero. What would you do? Ah, I'd find the one that did it. Check him out. Soul brother number one. Hell yeah. It's so self-explanatory, we don't even need to hear it. Ah. Of course, they give him a no bond. And I don't know if them scratches on his head came from the accident or did that come from the cop. I know we all want to chime in on this one, but one at a time. Oh, by the way, Black Oceanum Lion TV. And we got serious soul brothers and soul sisters in the house. We got Black News in the house. What's up? Shabaka's Black Experience in the house. What's happening? Soul Brother MOD in the house. What's up? Black Joe, what's happening? Hope I didn't miss nobody. I'm a little busy right now. Heck, he was mean mugging them police down when he was walking out that joint. That was my hero right then and there. He's like, you want to get it on? Come and say, bet not hurt that man. And everybody on their side, on the killer's side, are saying, don't hit the what they got a GoFundMe page for that brother. And I'm saying hit the GoFundMe and hit Black Light Man, the Black Oceanum Lion TV. That'll be Black Oceanum number one. The only one. Hell yeah. All right. Everybody mute the mics, please.
Police shoot and kill him. Today on MLK Drive, a deputy is working traffic control for UC graduation.
Yep, everybody mute the mics.
Crashes
I'm going to bring y'all on now.
Between these two incidents. The driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Chief, is the person who hit the deputy the father of the person who was shot yesterday?
Yes.
Ryan Hinton's father, 38-year-old Rodney Hinton, is charged with aggravated murder in the deputy.
He ain't had them scratches on his head then.
Hospital.
I don't think it happened from the accident.
Hours later, the Hamilton County Sheriff dies. The CPD homicide unit investigating both the death of the deputy killed today and the death of the 18-year-old shot by police.
I can assure you, as the chief of police for Cincinnati, I will ensure you transparency and
post the link, brother.
Accurate investigation.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social.
All right. So y'all see what's up? Wait a minute, hold on. I can do better. Hold tight. Wait a minute. Give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go. I do better than that. I go right to the news report. Had it up a little while ago. So hard to find stuff when you're trying to get it like right now. But yeah, the young brother Ryan Hinton. Wait a minute, I gotta play this other clip because there was a witness that said that he did not have the gun in his hand when they shot him. That he had either threw it or dropped it on the ground. Anybody got any details on that before I go searching? I figure, Brother Shay, brother, everybody on here. Don't leave nobody out.
Details about him running the piggy over. He
ran
that pig.
The son, he was 18, right?
Yeah, he was 17 going on 18 when it happened. Yep.
Yeah. Give me a little more details. I was about to look it up, but sound like you got it right now.
Yeah, I think we covered this on the front line Black News when it first happened.
Oh yeah, Black News, y'all. So yeah, I'm like, man, I was going to do a documentary today on, but we'll come back to that. Matter of fact, that gives people something to look forward to. The shootout with the what was it? The police in New Orleans with the Panthers back in the day. 250 police came out, and 400 people from the projects came to meet them. Say, look,
the Calico and the Magnolia.
Well, yeah, they said, let's do this, man. And the brother said he crawled through there and to see who got shot and who got killed. Did nobody get shot? Did nobody get killed? I was like, that's the way we do it, y'all. So next time they say that BS, y'all let them know about the Desire Projects. But back to the case at hand.
Oh, that was what I wanted to bring up, Dynamite. I think they came down hard on this brother because what happened in Lincoln Heights. Remember when the white supremacists called themselves trying to march down the street in Heights, Cincinnati, and them brothers and sisters came out in force and ran them off the block.
Yeah.
Retaliation for that.
How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. See that kind of black power and unity. You come together, you know. But this brother here, he sparked something. You know. He to me, he reminded me of Peter cutting a soldier's ear off. But I'm like, yo, man, I'd be like, yo, that ain't the one that did it, so I gotta back up and keep on moving. You know? But he got some satisfaction. He got some satisfaction. Let me see if I can find this eyewitness report real quick.
Sharing body camera video of the moments that led to an officer-involved shooting and killing of a suspect in East.
I looked right at the situation. We watched it. I looked right at it. They lying, bro. Listen, that whole situation, when they say he did drop the gun, you can hear the gun drop. He ran towards a trash can, and that's when they killed him, bro. He should have never been shot. They're lying. Someone he pointed a gun slightly.
We'd ask the court to put a bond on him now, but we understand that it's not a bond hearing is going to us.
All right, no bond.
Thank you.
Thank you. We can hold him at no bond for 72 hours, yes, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. No, thank you.
Out and start running. In body cam footage released today, in just 6 seconds, police say 18-year-old Ryan Hinton aims
the cops tried to get the waist.
He's got it. Police shoot and kill him. Today on MLK Drive, a deputy is working traffic control for UC graduation when a driver crashes into him.
There is a connection between these two incidents. The driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Chief, is the person who hit the deputy the father of the person who was shot yesterday?
Yes.
Ryan Hinton's father, 38-year-old Rodney Hinton, is charged with aggravated murder in the deputy's death. He was taken to University Hospital in critical condition. Hours later, the Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy dies. The CPD homicide unit investigating both the death of the deputy killed today and the death of the 18-year-old shot by police.
I can assure you, as the chief of police for Cincinnati, I will ensure you transparency and a thorough.
They already lied right from the get-go. And she ain't offering nothing but more lies, more bulls, Jack. Nah, don't cuss on here. But yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad everybody could join us. Black Power Radio. I mean, blah, you know. Old habits die hard, right? Black Ophenum Lion TV. Hey, the lion is just what you call it, blacking up the panther. That's all. You know, it ain't like the lions are coming or the panthers are coming. Lions, tigers, bears, and panthers is coming. You dig? Well, not the bears, but anyway, let's play this.
Down a stolen vehicle.
As you know, we had a critical incident yesterday.
4 people get out and start running. In body cam footage released today, in just 6 seconds, police say 18-year-old Ryan Hinton aims his gun at officers. Police shoot and kill him. Today on MLK Drive, a deputy is working traffic control for UC graduation when a driver crashes into him.
There is a connection between these two incidents. The driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Chief, is the person who hit the deputy the father?
Sorry about the sideways video.
Yes.
Let me shut our old white ass up for a minute. Sorry about the sideways video. I turned my camera sideways and filmed it and then thought it was going to come out right on here. Man, I should be thinking.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I had to turn sideways.
No, that's that bullshit that they doing, man. You know, when we talk about sensitive issues like this.
You know, you turn your camera sideways, it don't seem like it works for Facebook. It worked good for YouTube, though. Hey, live and learn, right? Live and learn. So, yeah, y'all want to chime in on that, or just let me play the rest of her, and then we chime in on it?
We don't need to hear no more from this race social. She said, I'm ass off already. Talking about transparency. All you do is say we investigated ourselves
and we done nothing wrong.
Tell us about it.
He killed one of our officers, and we're gonna make sure that he's prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Oh yeah, but
Ryan Hinton's father, 38-year-old Rodney Hinton, is charged with aggravated murder.
Man, I got
in
a
the
new hero.
deputy's death. He was taken to University Hospital in critical condition. Hours later, the Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy dies. The CPD homicide unit investigating both the death of the deputy killed today and the death of the 18-year-old shot by police.
Oh, they wouldn't even investigate the 18-year-old.
Of police for Cincinnati, I will ensure you transparency and a thorough and accurate investigation.
Lady, you reading from a Hollywood movie script. What you're doing, lady, is sitting up there doing prepackaged bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's all what that is. That they ain't no but prepackaged bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I was just getting the videos that was sideways.
Out of Ohio, a man whose teenage son was killed by police
But
is now
ain't
accused
too
of
much more
killing
they can say
a
about it.
sheriff's deputy in turn. Rodney Hinton is.
I'm just gonna leave him up on the screen while we talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, well, first place. Okay.
Look what they did to him. Look what they did to him. The accident didn't do that.
Yeah, they did that to him.
Yeah, and plus that, his left eye, man, no, his right eye looks swollen there, too.
Yeah. I'm sure he had a seatbelt on when he hit the dude, so the accident didn't do that. Accident didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he knew what he was doing, he was gonna do it right. He put the seatbelt on. Said, let's.
Yeah. But see, but first place, okay, now here's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, this cop murdered his son, right?
Yep.
Okay, so quite natural, of course, when a parent loses a child, man, they're not gonna be in the right frame of mind,
Yeah.
regardless of the circumstance. You see what I'm saying? So
Yep.
therefore, man, you know what it is, man, is that they need to go on and let him go. You know what I'm saying? Because that was his son.
Yeah.
And then keep in mind is that this agency, you know, that murdered his son, you know, they hold all the cards in the investigation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on.
So
Why?
yeah, so if they hold all the cards in the investigation, where's the justice?
Huh? How
What
about
cards is this man holding in regard to his son? As far as the cards of justice are concerned.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you know, and then so quite natural, of course, he's not going to be treated the best way while he's in there. They're going to try to give him a life. The dude is only 36 years old. How old was his son?
18.
Okay, so he had his son when he was 18. All right, and his son dies at 18. Okay, so he had his son for 18 years, right? Okay. And what was he supposed to do? Now, what did they say in the investigation in the death of his son by this police officer in these kangaroo courts?
Yep.
They said we investigated ourselves and we found we did nothing wrong.
Yeah, right. You see, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
They try to when they
just like what Perry Lightning, just like what Perry said right there. They investigated themselves and they found they did nothing wrong. That's not justice.
cam the body cam never shows the footage, a clear footage of the person that they shot. Never. It's like he behind a dumpster and all of a sudden you hear boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Shoot,
Right.
overkill. Huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Taking their
Same spot. This is the same place where they killed Jalen Walker up the road in Akron. They shot him over 90 times, 60 times.
So did Walker. He was walking down the street. So no, we covered that too on Black Power Radio.
Hey,
Yep.
Black Line.
Black Power, brother. Justice. What's up?
Now I have something to say. You know, now I don't know if you remember Sister Krista talking about it, but you know, my son was killed by the police.
Oh man.
He was 15 years old at the time. He'd be 33 now if he was still alive.
Oh,
And
condolences to you, brother. Man.
that's kind of what brought me into the NBPP, you know, the new Black Panther Party. And,
Right.
you know, during the times, you know, I know how the father felt because me and some of my comrades, man, we was plotting on how to get these motherfuckers back. And see, it wasn't no crackers that killed my son. It was two sisters. Well, let me rephrase that. It was one sister and the other one, she didn't fire. So the one that didn't do the shooting, she quit the police force. And the one that did it, she stayed, you know. So, you know, I was in the same situation, and yeah, we plotted big on them, trying to figure out some kind of way to get them back, some kind of way, you know. But you know, it never did happen. I'm kind of glad because I probably wouldn't be here, so I can help people, you know, at time of needs and things like that.
Yeah.
And you know, so I understand the father, you know, I understand,
Hey, me
you know.
too. Big time.
Yeah, I understand, you know, revenge is not good, but hey, sometimes it helps.
It's like, you
Yeah,
know,
well, see, they're not being held accountable, man. You say they're not being held accountable. And as we all know, man, that there was one of the things that brought the original BPP into existence in 1966 was point number 7. You see? We all know what point number 7 is because you got them going out there You got these coward ass motherfuckers out there, man. They give them a badge, man. Then they give them a gun, and all of a sudden they think they God. Yeah, say, and as we all know, 9 times out of 10, they were the ones being bullied at school and being punked in the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So they figure, yeah, well, I'm gonna go up here and get me a gun and a badge, and let me start going off here killing some people and all that. And just like what Paris said, well, we investigated ourselves and we didn't find anything wrong.
Yep. How about that? Yep. That's what they always do. Huh.
Yeah, exactly. And they lie for each other. In other words, man, it's like this, brother. They ain't nothing but a gang, man. That's all what they is. They ain't nothing but a gang.
You got that right.
That's all what. Yeah, yes, sir. They ain't nothing but a gang, brother. My condolences to you on the loss of your son, man. Lost loved ones myself, But
Yeah.
they ain't nothing but a gang. And then, as we say, Lightning, not cutting you off, then I'm going to shut up. Like George Orwell said in his book 1984 that he wrote in 1949, Police Guard, chosen for superior brawn and lack of intelligence. And if the motherfucker had any intelligence, he wouldn't apply for that damn job.
Try not to cuss. I ain't doing no shutdowns on
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
White folks.
Yeah.
on here. What
Right.
I said earlier when somebody got my business ain't what I said in person, but on here I'll say it.
Right.
I was just gonna fill it up for the people. What you saying about point number 7? We want to end to police harassment and brutality. You did
Right. And the murder of unarmed black people.
people. Oh yeah, go ahead and fill it up, brother. You can fill it.
Yeah, and the and the murder of unarmed black people. You know what I'm saying? And then and it's kind of like, man, like off in the last 30 years, man, that trend has been coming up, man, all the way from Sandra Bland to Philando Castile. We know the names. We ain't gonna get off into it here, but we know what it is, man, and this is no different. You know what I'm saying? And so, of course, this man here, being the boy's father, how do you expect for him to feel?
Yeah. Hey, brother Bobby's work. He might not have a lot of time, so let him, if he have something else more he wanted to put in there, brother Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Because
Talk
I
to
know
me. I listen.
you're on the grind right now, so I know your time is valuable. So, anything else you want to put on that?
No. I'm gonna listen for a second, and when I get a chance, I'll chime back in with you.
Yeah, right on, brother. Black power. Well,
Black Power.
And then being out here in Los Angeles, man, you know what I'm saying? Where I grew up at. I'll be here for a little bit. You know what I mean? And I'm just looking at memories from 1992, man. Memories from Eula Love, man. Memories from Ed Weiler. Then, of course, Johnny Cochran, who started, his being a lawyer here in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? And what have you. You see? So haven't been through downtown yet, but I went over there to Lamert Park, man, earlier today. Man, it's a disappointment, man. It really, really is. It's a disappointment.
Well, that goes back to into black on black crime too. That's also
Right.
yeah. It's like in the movie he said. I said, well, man, until we get rid of the pimps, the prostitutes, and the dope dealers, and start all over, it ain't gonna get no better. I love that scene. I was like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, with Roger Lee Mosley, I think that said that in that movie.
What movie was that? I kind of
The
forget.
Mac. The
Yeah,
Mac.
because I've been watching the Mac when he say, well, I love that part when he told Pretty Tony, he said, we can handle this like gentlemen, or we can get into some gangster shit.
Yeah. And
I got to keep
uh,
on.
and that brother that played what was his name? I'm trying to remember the name of the actor that played, Richard Anthony Williams was his name. And he tried to get some better roles off in the latter part of his career. So I don't know if the brother had passed on or not, but you know that was over 50 years ago. They made that film called The Mac, brother.
Yeah, yeah. And that's
And
the kind.
believe it or not,
That's the kind.
it was filmed in Oakland, California.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And they
He
had
racist anyway. He racist.
who that?
He looked like one of those two on the back of I ain't gonna say the word, I get ready to say so.
Well, call him a white man. I call him like
He
Malcolm.
looked like one of them white two on the back of you know who they is.
Yeah, one of them rednecks with the tobacco in his pocket. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what he looked like.
Yeah. Well, I tell
But
you what.
you also gotta point out point number 9 too. Where
Okay.
it said we want black people when brought to trial in court, tried by our own peers, our
Okay.
own people.
Yeah, that's
Look at
right.
Right.
number 9.
You
We
know,
gotta look at 7 and we gotta look at number 9.
Yep.
Yeah, she's right about that. And
and
then
they could never understand the average reasoning of the black community.
right. And
Where they see danger, we see our homies.
oh yeah. And then also too, you gotta keep in mind here, man, like I was saying earlier, uh just driving through the streets of Los Angeles, man, you know what I'm saying? For the last couple of days since I've been here, man, all kind of memories coming back. No justice, no peace. Situation that happened over there, man, off of in 1967, over there off of 42nd and Compton Avenue. You know what I mean?
Oh, you
And
talking about?
that's yeah, and that's when they invented SWAT. Now SWAT was invented by a black man who was the first black captain on the Los Angeles Police Department by the name of Jesse Brewer. He invented SWAT.
Wow.
Okay, now you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Black
He
man.
was the first black captain on the LAPD by the name of Jesse Brewer, who invented the quote unquote special weapons assault team or no, special weapons or something. It's either special weapons and tactics or special weapons assault team. But regardless, man, it's a hit squad, okay? And then they didn't and then off of that, them brothers were acquitted. You know, in that case, although they got messed up pretty bad, right? And guess who defended them? The one and only Johnny Cochran again.
Yeah.
See, Johnny Cochran in Black Los Angeles, y'all, took a whole lot of cases pro bono. Just say, meaning, you know, that he wasn't charging no money for it. Yeah, say Eula Love case was one. What happened with them brothers over there off of 45th and Compton Avenue was another one, and I'm trying to remember the third one that he took. There was a third one that he took. I think the Dead Wilder case. Yeah, the Dead Wilder case. Because, you know, I'm not too far away from the King Drew Medical Center, too. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about Murder King? That's Murder King. I heard horror stories about that place.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You talking about the MLK Hospital? Yeah. Oh yeah, because they got all kind of horror stories there. Because see, anytime that you go into county medical facilities, right, you're getting a bare minimum of treatment.
Yeah, how about that? Anytime you go to a hospital in a predominantly black area, you ain't gonna get no help. You might as well get out of there before they kill you. Huh?
Yeah, or you start experimenting on you.
Yeah, I think they intentionally try to unalive us in there. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
There's stories of people jumping out the ambulance when they found out that they was going to Murder King.
Wait a minute. So now that's a bona fide ambulance chaser, right?
Oh no, they jumping out of it. They not chasing the ambulance. They getting the hell up out of it.
Right. Well, I was making a joke, man, and I know, man, it's one of them cases where you got to laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah. So, Dynamite, I was reading that article you sent me about this case, and it looks like the Johnny Cochran firm is taking the case on.
Oh,
Oh, it
great,
is.
great.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. So that's Carl Douglas. Carl Douglas, who was Johnny Cochran's assistant, who was his number two man. He's the one running that office.
and don't forget, everybody, they do have a GoFundMe for this brother, and that's what everybody should be hitting up. And send dollars to Black Opium TV is Black.
Dynamite, do you have the link? I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find the name. What's the name of the GoFundMe?
Oh yeah, well, it should be under the brother's name. What's his name? Brian. I mean, uh, what's Brian
Luppick or something?
Hinton? Hinton.
Vincent?
Yeah, Hinton. Brian Hinton. I mean, his son was Brian, and I think his was Ronald. I gotta check it. Hold on, let me check it real quick. I know they can see it on here. Hold on. Yep.
Larry Henderson, a 33-year veteran of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, was retired, technically picked up.
He kind of looked like he fit the bill, though. It's like you not got the one, but you got one of them.
By police.
No, one of them crackers, one of them piggies.
Stick with white folks, please.
Rodney Hinton is in jail in Cincinnati after he allegedly rammed his car into this officer.
I was looking for the name. It's Rodney Hinton. And I make sure I do it like Malcolm X. He never had a problem saying the white man. We got a problem when we say anything but the white man. It's just like I was telling somebody earlier. You know, it's the ignorant ass white folks that I call that. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't even say it, but somebody got in my business earlier. And then when they found out they was wrong, they apologized and it was too late. If you don't let the lion out the bag, it's like you're going to be all kind of, Ritz and saltines then, but not on here, because we going to keep this one on because I got black, everybody, a little shout out. I know Shabaka's Black Experience in Hands, and Shay, what's the name of it again? Tell the people so they can see you on YouTube. He on there all the time, y'all.
Yeah, Frontline Black News.
Frontline Black News. I'm linking. Before we go on, he on early in the morning. When I go off, he's still on late at night. It's like, dang, you're relentless, brother. Yep, that's good. That's what we need. I'm saying as a compliment. We need somebody that when he run out of when he's chasing somebody down the street and he run out of breath, he's still walking to catch up with him. Can't run, but he gonna walk. He gonna walk him down. Dog walk him down. We gonna dog walk him. You know, like the Samoan werewolf say, I mean.
Dog walk him like Ryan Garcia got dog walks.
Yeah, but yeah, his name is Rodney Hinton. So everybody can hit his cash out. Rodney Hinton. Double check. I'm going to play it one more time. Double check.
A tragic story out of Ohio. A man whose teenage son was killed by police is now accused of killing a sheriff's deputy in turn. Rodney Hinton is in jail in Cincinnati after he allegedly rammed his car into this officer, identified as Deputy Larry Henderson, a 33-year veteran.
We're not interested. But, well, you know, you got the ones that take the little old ladies across the street. You got the ones that'll pull white rapists off a black girl. So, well, you know, it's like I'm real good at getting the one. I mean, at pinpointing the one and just go past everybody, and I'm heading for the one. You know, I did that one time. I learned that because I got pissed off at everybody in the neighborhood because of one person. And I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. I ain't gonna take this out on nobody but them. And I did just that too. Well, in a nice way, you know, because like it would say number 9, not just police brutality, but into what was it? Into black on black crime. You know, yeah, we got to end black on black crime too. Shoot. So Well, that's why we got to be able
Well,
to.
okay, well, the black on black crime, man, as you know, that's manipulated on puppet strings from the outside, and where it generally starts at, man, is in these public indoctrination centers. You see what I'm saying?
A
All right,
lot
so
of
that's
they
where it
not,
starts at.
but a lot
Is in
of lenient with each other. You know what I mean? Whereas they'll give the white man a pass and then want to take a baseball bat to their brother. So even though I was highly pissed off,
well, that's the internalized hatred, lightning is of what I'm getting at. That came off the plantation system. You see what I mean?
yeah, fill it up, brother.
Yeah. In other words, man, okay. That's the internalized hatred that came off the plantation system. You see, is because the white man was very, very brutal, as we all know, and to dealing with his slaves. But however, what the slaves did to each other, all the aggression that they had toward the slave master, that they would take out on each other.
That's what I'm talking. Yeah.
Okay, does that make
So,
sense? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
so since we're on black crime, is there any things that can be done or do? Because I've been marching for years for non-violence and stuff. You know, stop the violence march. I've been marching. No, I don't work
Right.
this week. Excuse me. I've been marching for years and stuff, and it's still like, you know, black on black crimes every day, you know, killing one another. You know, I reach out. I have drug dealers. I didn't, you know, when I did security for apartments and stuff, it was a lot of drugs and a lot of killing going on. And
Right.
the way, if we look it up in the news down here in Dallas, Texas, the way that we got them apartments to, you know, the crime down to like 80 to 90% is
But yeah.
we didn't run off the drug dealers. We didn't run them off. We talked to them. I pulled one brother out aside, man. I said, "Hey, man, I want you to take them drug dealers in the house and stuff." I said, "These kids out here see that shit, and the first thing they gonna do is, oh, I admire him for selling drugs and stuff." And the brother looked at me. He said, "You know what? You sure right, man." He said, "That's what got me into selling drugs, seeing other people doing things and being fun and stuff." So he started taking it in. Once we get the drug dealers to go in the house
Right.
and stuff and start selling their drugs, we run off the drug fiends. You know, we
Right.
run the dope fiends off. Hey, you live over here? No, you get the fuck from over here. That's the way we did it, you know. And we brought crime down,
Right.
you know. So my thing is I talk to these youngsters and say, man, do you got beef with people? Well, why are you toting this gun if you ain't got no beef with nobody? You know, you're looking for something because when a person got a gun on them, they feel more, you know, better, more big balls, basically.
How
You know
about
what I'm saying?
yeah.
They feel more big balls, and then you know this. I've been following about the brother that killed the state trooper over his son. I've been following it, and my thing is his son had a gun, 18 years old. You know, we as parents got to do better. We got
Hold
to do
on.
better. It don't make sense. That brother should have been. If he had a gun,
Brother Jeff,
yes, sir.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have to make this point. Remember Carl Rittenhouse?
Yeah.
He had a whole gun. He was on the 17 cross state lines to protect property. In other words, to shoot black people. And he ended up shooting two of the end lovers. So it's not just us.
That noise, yeah. Oh no, go ahead, brother Shay. Go ahead. I just put you on solo for a minute.
Oh, okay. It's not just us. It's the cultural. It's a whole countrywide cultural issue. Like Like a lot of times when I hear about black on black crime, I'm like, what about the white on white crime? What about the brown on brown crime? What about the yellow on yellow crime?
Yeah.
People commit crime to those that are in close proximity to them. So
Yeah, that's
Right,
true.
and they don't discuss that.
You're in a Mexican neighborhood, and you're likely a bit of Mexican.
and then a lot of these murders, a lot of these gang related homicides and murders, that's the police and
Right, yeah, because they was doing that crap in
mass
Chicago, and they was doing it out here in Los Angeles too.
black people. They have whole black masks, whole black body suits, and
Mhm.
them that's doing those shootings and killings in a lot of these major cities.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know what's wrong with my system. I can't have but so many people on here, so I remove myself from the stage so everybody can be on. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Now I don't have the paid program no more, so it's like only only 6 people can come on, but I got myself on
Right.
here, so I'm gonna remove myself.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm gonna ask everybody to follow the like page because they tore down the Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced like page. So, go to Facebook and you'll see a picture of LA City Hall right there, which is a tall white building. It's the old Superman building that they used to do for the TV series Superman in the 50s. That's how you'll recognize it.
What? Same building where he used to jump out the window?
Right, that was LA City Hall. The Daily Planet that you saw was LA City Hall. You get stopped by the LAPD, that's what they have on their badge, is LA City Hall.
Huh? What? Okay.
And that building been standing there since 1927.
Yeah. Man, I can almost man, that brother my hero. Rodney Hinton. I'm like, shoot, I'm taking a collection up for him too. Anybody put money in the Black Ophenum #1, well, $ Black Ophenum #1, put on there Rodney Hinton, and I'll throw it at him.
Yeah, no, man, but like I said, if I was a juror, man, I'll acquit him. That was that man's child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now here's something for you. Now hold on. Here's something for y'all. They always say black fathers ain't nothing. Black fathers is not in their children's lives, right? Black fathers abandon their children. Now, what this man doing is here, okay, because his child was murdered. That don't sound like a case of abandonment to me.
Mm-mm. Nope.
And to that point, Shabaka, studies have shown and proved that black fathers are more involved in their children's life than any other male or father
Right,
in any other racial group.
right.
I can believe that.
Yeah, see, but what it is though, see, they tear down the image of the black family unit, saying that the black father ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know a whole lot of black fathers that care about their children.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
Yeah.
know, I have lots of friends that are single fathers.
Okay, there you
Single
go, brother.
fathers.
Yeah, there you go. There you
You
go.
know, and the thing is, they get that from all these black men that's getting locked up.
Right.
That's the reason why they fathers not there. They locked up or dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
They locked up, they
Now,
dead, or they out there sprung out on drugs.
right. Well, systemically, brother, as you know, since the 1960s, man, how they went through meticulous methods to shatter the black family unit. It was a long-term project because what was that there, brother Che? Didn't you and I do a story on that, man? That they was plotting that type of crap, man, back when old Henry Kissinger and Richard Nixon was the president, man, in the early 1970s. And it
Yep.
started with those black exploitation films.
Mm-hmm.
Exploitation films saved Hollywood, but it didn't
Exactly.
take the previous administration for a lot of the fatherless homes.
Yeah, and I might do another live stream from Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
He was saying something too. Y'all let him because he like in between work, so he only got like maybe second here, second there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm up here at the plantation picking cotton, but
Right.
I love Black Lion, and I support him on anything he do.
Same here, brother. Black Power. Hey, brother Shay, is there any way you can put that GoFundMe, like share it into the screen, like you be doing? You gotta show me how to do that. I don't even know how.
I can't even access the chat room. The only thing I can access is the private chat. But I
Okay.
have the private chat. I posted it like 2, 3 times in the private chat.
Yeah, I got it in there, but I don't know how to put it out of there onto the. Oh yeah,
You'll
I
have to
got it.
highlight it on the private chat and then copy it. Are you on the computer or the phone?
Phone. Oh, I don't worry about it. I got it. I'm going genius mode. I do that every now and then.
I got it right there. Oh,
I said I go genius mode every now and then. Yep. This is it. Privacy information. We are vendor. Well, no, that's not what we're looking for. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Where? Oh, shoot. I got turning sideways. It ain't gonna show. Man, that's not big enough. Okay, privacy information and what does it say? Okay,
privacy information. You can see it. Yeah. It looks
just
like you got 2 donations. So somebody just donated. Thank you, whoever donated.
it say justice for Ryan Hinton supported family. $60 raised, $4,000 goal. He should have more money than that raised, and that's because them police and the white folks is boycotting it. That's what's up.
Well, exactly. And then, of course, to social media for this shenanigans is giving it what they call low time play.
Uh-huh.
In other words, man, like, okay, let's say for an example, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots, right? Okay, of course, number one getting the most views. They definitely going to throw this brother's link down at the bottom of the page.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
reason how I know because they did it to us.
Yeah, they sure did.
That's why I'm careful.
To that point,
Careful not to say the C word or the N word, because I'm staying on the F. By
Yeah. Well, Lightning already made a mistake for you, man. So, I got to build up the like page back up because we had 1,800 followers on the like page, and on the new like page by the same name, we only got like about, I think, 12.
But you can't. Hey, listen, just for a second. You can't get shut down on no like page. You can get shut down on YouTube and Facebook for saying the wrong thing. You can say anything on them like pages.
Yeah. No, they shut down both my like pages.
Well, I'm thinking the people that are disrupting it, you need to kick them off.
Okay, well, basically, I think what it was this. Okay, see, all right, now keep in mind out for this here, people, when you go on your like page, right? I think the like page is open to the general public, okay?
Yeah.
So what was happening is on some subject matter that I was putting up there, it was open to the general public, and I'm not going to talk about what it was, but of course it got a little bit racial and what have you. So I think what the crackers did is went on and kept reporting it, over and over again, kept reporting it.
1 second.
Okay.
I'm thinking you're trying to get me shut down, Shabaka, because you keep saying it. So.
Saying,
Already announced, not doing the C word or the N word. So let's get to let's just calm it down so I don't get shut down. That's all I'm asking. Anybody else? How about you, Queen Mother? Black Joe, Brother Bobby? Because it's like, man, it's like, I'm like this. I'm like this. I was when my kids were growing up. If I told them something twice, oh boy, they get petrified. So I'm just saying, I'm really trying to keep this thing going. And I say I got the most intellectual brothers on the planet, but they just won't stop saying the C word. Now with it. Yeah, get my shit shut down. I'm be different.
Black Lion. When everybody was talking about the GoFundMe page, if y'all familiar with it, there's this young brother up here in Texas, like about 30 minutes away from me. It's called Frisco, Texas. He killed the white boy at a track meet or something. And
Right.
They did a GoFundMe page, and don't you know that I think the family just now starting to get that money released.
Uh-huh.
And but they let the white people have all the money that they got from the GoFundMe, but they wouldn't let the black family have theirs.
Mm.
You know, and you know the father just reached out to our chairman,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, asking for protection and stuff. So you know, I'm gonna follow back up on that probably about like 12 o'clock tonight when I get off work.
Right on.
And yeah, but the family been getting threats and stuff. But on the GoFundMe page, they had over 300 and something thousand raised, and they wouldn't give it to the family, but they gave the person that the family, the one that um got killed, they gave them their money. And then also the father of the white boy that got killed, guess what he is? A
Metcalf.
pedophile.
Yeah,
No,
Metcalf.
a pedophile.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, he's a pedophile, man. He was arrested for sexual assault, man, and we put
Oh,
it up
thank you for
there.
bringing me back on. Thank you for that update, Brother Justice. I was just about to bring that up too, because the family they set up multiple GoFundmes, and those RWSs out there got them shut down. So I was thinking there was a similar situation with this Ryan Hinton. I think the page is shut down. That's why it's only 2 donations.
Well, they said that they were actually boycotting, like the police and different people. They telling people not to hit it, but we telling them to hit it, and then show them where it's at. I don't know how to highlight it though, but y'all please don't make me bust I'll be like, man, I'm like, come on now. It's like if I do everything I can to keep us rolling, let's keep on rolling. We got three words that if people can say unalive, I know damn well they can say white man.
Yeah.
Well, see, you got to look at who's running it. You see what I'm saying? That's what you got to look at is who's running it.
Running.
I know I'm talking about running all this social media junk out here in the West, man. You know what I'm saying?
We got shut down several broadcasts, and some of them, it was over that C word. You know?
You're on Facebook, right? You're streaming on Facebook.
Yeah, but I put my stuff on YouTube if it's appropriate, you know, and I do. But YouTube ain't as lucrative for me as it is for y'all. So I usually stick with my other Facebook channel. I don't usually do this Facebook channel, so they should be happy we're here for real. I'll be messing with it. I'm like, yo, if I can't get 150 views or more, I ain't wasting my time. If I come out with
I
this,
don't blame you.
I saw views yesterday, right? I deleted it. And sometimes, if I hear the C word too many times, I just delete it anyway because I know they're gonna do it anyway. And then Facebook told me that they had moved me up the leaderboard, right? And then for whatever reason, they moved me back down. I know what it was. I played Farrakhan and Malcolm X and Khalid Abdul.
Let's see that there it is right there.
Remember that video we played? They shut that down. We was playing the video of the slavery that still went on in the 70s, and they shut that video down.
Yeah, I remember when we did that one right there. They shut the video down while we was in the middle when Paris was in the middle of showing it.
Yeah, they shut and that was the one we did with African. I remember the one that went shut. But you remember when they started talking that? Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but was it with Minister Farrakhan?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna hook y'all up on game. Y'all gotta remember back in was it the early '90s when Arsenio Hall had his talk show called the Arsenio Hall Show?
Yeah.
When they cut him, this is what Arsenio Hall said. I was looking at it, and I was young. I think I was about 18 then or something.
Yeah.
He said, well, I think it was Paramount. He said they told me if I have Minister Farrakhan, that this will be my last show. He said, well, welcome Minister Farrakhan to the show.
Yeah, no, he did do that, and you're right, brother. Paramount did on the Arsenio Hall show. Now, the thing is, always remember, people out here in the West, okay, the three major motion picture studios that started Hollywood way back in 1912, okay, is Universal, right, Paramount, right, and Warner Brothers. All the other ones, including MGM, are Johnny come latelys because MGM didn't come about until about the 1930s, and they got real popular when they made that movie, The Wizard of the Oz.
Scandal.
They took him off right after that. Ain't that something? I think what it was is it was pushing a lot of medical stuff, and they said, "Nah, you can't do that." They shut it down for that. And then it's like it was just general talk. It was just general talk, but people just love that word. Why they love this word so much? My dad used to say like he say like Malcolm X. He say the white man, things like that. But you know what? That just goes back to almost like what we were talking about, even the black on black crime. It's like all of them ain't the C word, and all of us ain't the N word. But I can get like that though. I get like that real quick. Yeah,
Well, Lightning, as you know, I already made that mistake for you, man, because you heard me go off on them.
Yeah.
You heard me go off on them too, brother Che.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
They sabotaged you, brother. They sabotaged you. I watched you do it. I was getting ready to do a simulcast with you, right? And
oh, you remember that Dynamite?
Yeah. I know I'm talking about the same one. I'm gonna make sure. I was getting ready to do a simulcast, and the I think it was that guy, the Alaskan or somebody. Everything he was saying was good, but he like MF, chips. He the N word or the C word, but every other word, man, it was cussing. And I was like, I can't. Every time I hit the record button and started trying to simulcast, he did that, and I kept stopping, thinking, okay, I'm gonna start it over, and I kept over. I said, this dude is sabotaging, you know.
Might have been a paid agent.
I don't want him sabotaging me. I'll just kick him off the stage real quick.
If I can remember Agent Clifford.
Yep.
I think they when people come and you gotta just shut them down quick. You know?
Right. Well, like our sister out of Detroit said, is that there's a brother who was trying to do a venture of black social media, you know what I'm saying? And we probably need to get back with him. So when I return to Las Vegas, I'm going to reach out to the sister, you know what I'm saying, and see if we can make that happen. Now the thing is that you got to understand that the dudes that started this social media, they started like in the early pretty much at the turn of the century. But what has happened is that when they went off into advertisement, allowing all these pop-ups up here and all these commercials, see, that really filled their coffers. They really got fabulously wealthy off of that. Even the same thing with old Tweety Bird. And you know the name that I got for him. You see what up?
Yeah, we know. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, okay, so they accumulated and kept accumulating and start buying out all these other small fry social media platforms and what have you. Because like I told you, when you go off over there in the Silicon Valley, man, particularly, man, when you get in San Mateo County and Santa Clara County, and then, of course, San Francisco County, you see, that's where all of them are headquartered at, up there in the Bay Area. You see what I mean? Okay, and I've driven through there, and you've seen a few videos I made from there, Brother Che, that is posh. You know, those buildings and those corporate headquarters are very, very posh. You see what I mean? You know, if you think Beverly Hills is rich and what have you, man, you need to go check out San Mateo County.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And I mean,
your headquarters,
yeah, exactly. I mean, man, up there, man, them places are so posh, man, and it'll make Beverly Hills, man, look like a tenement section.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do. They got that much juice, man, and it's scary, man. And with that money, man, they totally rebuilt all of downtown San Francisco, the Embarcadero, and all of that, man. I remember the Embarcadero, man, as a kid was all raggedy shipyards and stuff like that, man. Man, they got that all real nice and posh.
Yep.
You know, Fisherman's Wharf, all that is real nice and posh now. You see what I mean? Yeah, so then when you had your former vice president, who was the district attorney of San Francisco County, is the brother on here is still at work?
Are you still with us, brother Justice?
Yes. I'm still at work till 12 o'clock Central Time.
Okay, but I'm talking about you don't have nothing on your desk right now, is what I'm saying.
No, I got an earplug in, so I can
Oh, okay, okay. All
listen.
right, so what had happened?
I'm definitely listening while I'm working.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay, so I'm gonna go through Kamala Harris's claim to fame. Okay. All righty. Okay, as we all know that Kamala Harris holds a JD degree, Doctor of Jurisprudence. She used to be the district attorney of San Francisco. Before that, she used to be the assistant district attorney of Alameda County. Then she became the district attorney of San Francisco County. Then she became the attorney general of all of California. Then what had happened was that she got appointed to be a U.S. senator by Gavin Newsom to fill in the remainder of the time of the U.S. senator that died in office, which was Barbara Boxer. Then, as we all know, she got selected by Joe Biden to run as to be vice president. Yeah, say when right after the Trump was the president the first time. So that's how she got up there to be the vice president. Now, as we all know, the function of the vice president. Okay.
I am a black revolutionary. Say it like it means. On one. I am a black
revolutionary.
Yep. And then so when she became the vice president, you know, and the vice president presides over the U.S. Senate. You see what I
Trying to
mean?
switch cameras.
Oh, go ahead, Shabaka.
Okay, and the vice president presides over the U.S. Senate. This is why your boy is not gonna get impeached. Okay, now you remember now. Let me show y'all something. You remember, brother Jay, when we used to have stars come on in, man, in the last few days of the blog talk, and I said they need to put old Donald Duck on Alcatraz.
Yeah, he got to open it back up.
He's about to, and he should be the first one booked there.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
He should be the first one booked right there. He'll have a nice view of the Golden Gate Bridge. He'll have a nice view of San Francisco. He look due south. You see the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge. You know, then further south of that is the San Mateo Bridge. And further south of that bridge in the bay is the Dumbarton Bridge. And when you cross the Dumbarton Bridge, that'll take you right there to Facebook's front door. And the address is, now get this here, get the address, y'all. Number 1 Hacker Way. Number 1 Hacker Way. All right, Lightning, you there? that there. Oh, that's Chicago. That there looks like the riot at the Democratic National Convention in 1968. In fact, that's it. Okay, who you paying tribute to right there? 20 years. Okay, so what's this you got going on, Lightning?
I can't hear lightning.
It look like Bobby Seale right there.
Just keep it going, Shabaka. Dynamite can come back when he come back.
Okay, yeah, that there looks like Bobby Seale right there. Okay, and as you know, he was involved in a case in 1969 where he was a defendant with Abby Hoffman. Okay, I don't think Tom Hagen was one of them, but they called. Okay, it was the Chicago 7 trial, and he was the 8th defendant, as they call it. And what it was is that the first Democratic convention they had in Chicago in 1968, a riot had turned out. Okay, and then of course Mayor Daley, was there, and you had two news correspondents there, John Chancellor and Dan Rather. Okay, they smashed Dan Rather and they arrested John Chancellor.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. They gave Dan Rather a beat down. You know what I'm saying? And then they arrested John Chancellor. You see, who was on a convention floor.
I
As
figured
they
it out.
called.
I figured out the problem.
Oh, okay.
I got 2 phones. I keep taking them off of the stage.
Oh, okay. But you got feedback and you're echoing.
I know, man. I can't win for losing.
Well, man, they putting all these hurdles up here, man, because they do not like this truth.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, this is why they throw additional hurdles in there. They say now if you was talking about
Ugh.
certain
I'm with you.
agendas,
Y'all keep it going. Keep it going.
okay, and if they had
I'm glad I got
certain
a good crew. Y'all keep it going. Y'all keep it going. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
okay, well that's Bobby Seale right there when he was younger.
I'm like, man.
And I think
Damn.
Bobby Seale is going on to be about 88 now, I think.
All right, try it
88
again.
or 89. He almost 90.
Yeah, he's almost 90. Okay. 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 All right, I know who's up there in age, and that is definitely the Chicago police right there in those blue uniforms. That
Okay.
looks like Bobby Seale right there.
Well, this is the documentary on the Desire Project, but this is for
Okay.
later. So we staying on the Hinton case, but that is for
Okay,
later.
but even still though, the Hinton case is still going back to like the Bobby Hutton case. It's still going back to the Eula Love case. It's still going back to the Deadweiler case here in Los Angeles. See, and they want to murder our people, our young people in particular, because you guys are too much of an upstart. You see what I mean? You guys are not going with the all-inclusive thing. You see,
Mm-hmm.
and also there's something
You
wrong
know
with your
what?
people.
Let me do a commercial real quick. This is exactly why I'm trying to raise money to get the correct equipment up in here. Audio, visual mixers. They ain't cheap at all. So if it's one of them things where I gotta just pay for my own gas, I can do that. If it's a place where I gotta pay for anything, I can do that.
But when it comes to equipment like this, the cheap models is $5,000 and $6,000. You got microphones that cost $300. So I need the people to hit that cash app for real, so that we can actually come on here without any interruptions at all. Shabbat can call in, Brother Shay, everybody can call right in and be direct input. Direct input. You know, I've seen some cheaper models that can do it, but then I'm wasting my money because I'm gonna get rid of that and be going for them $5,000 and $6,000 ones. The one I want costs $12,000. I sent it to Shabaka. He's saying it. 12 grand is worth it. At least I think.
Yeah.
I sent it to Black Joe
Well,
too. He saw it. So
okay.
I mean, that's just
So
a few models. I'm
okay.
investigating a bunch of them. You
Okay.
know.
Now I'm trying to.
Oh, now
Okay.
check this out. Before I lose it, I don't want to lose this part. You can call in, right, and be direct into the system. My music can be direct into the system, and then that video can be direct into the system. That way, the people are looking at a nice, crispy, beautiful performance. I mean, you know, a broadcast, not performance, but broadcast. So
Yeah,
anyway, that's
production,
a
brother.
black $ Black Ophinum #1, Black Power. I
All
drop my mic.
right. Okay, and then start building up some revenue, man, so we can start putting our own people to work.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what I mean by that is this. Okay, looking at this sad sight that I saw today over there in Lamert Park, which used to be, you know, kind of like a renaissance for black business. It's gone, y'all. It's gone. And what I mean by it's gone, it's past the point, man, where the body on decompose is straight skeletons there now. Total experience that they used to have on Crenshaw, no longer there.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, it's no longer there. Vacant lot. It's a casualty during I believe during 1992. Okay, that
Lamert Park,
rebuilt,
ain't that like a Crip Park or something?
huh?
Isn't that a Crip Park?
Okay, well that I don't know, but I do know, man, is that it was been sitting there since like about the 1930s, I think, because you know, man, like how they got one of them old plaques up on the wall telling you the history of the park, and I think it's been sitting there since the 1930s. Now,
A
keep
few
in
years
mind,
back, we had a concert up there.
yeah, they used to have several of them up there. Okay, jazz concerts and what have you, man. You used to have top of the line people that came out there, man. But look at all the studios and what have you that they try to have there for entertainment and stuff like that. They all closed down. They all closed down. And then I saw a brother out there, man, with a table set up trying to do some type of vending. So it looks like, man, that he was trying to at least put him together $100 because he ain't had no foot traffic. You see, maybe he was trying to get him cigarette money or something. But it used to be real posh in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, man. And the turn of the 21st century, man, is when it started going downhill. And now you got all the homeless sleeping out there now.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's bringing it down. I mean, it's like they kick the homeless
Oh,
out
and
with
by the
nowhere
way,
to go.
yeah, and by the way, people, I discovered a Facebook lie. You remember, Brother Paris, where they said, man, they're starting at 43rd Street and Crenshaw, they was going to turn it into Malcolm X Boulevard? Brother Che.
We here.
Okay. Well, anyway, man, it ain't no Malcolm X Boulevard. It's still Crenshaw Boulevard.
Okay.
So, you know, they're playing all type of games, man, with the social media stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been catching them in the lives too.
Yeah, you see, so they've been playing all type of games with it. Supposedly this was supposed to be Malcolm X Boulevard, and I ain't seen nothing up there in Lamert Park for Malcolm X.
Huh? How about that?
Nothing.
Damn. Make sure brother Shay's still on. I ain't hear him in a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh
The
yeah,
speaker
he's
died.
here.
I had
He's
to
still
put on
here.
the speaker,
I
and the
see.
speaker died. So I was like, where'd the sound go? So I got to fix that.
Man, that's why I'm telling you, I'm gonna have it hooked up in here where we can have guests. Everybody got their own microphone. Everybody got their headphones on, and they hear
Right.
everything just the way. Matter of fact, the unit I'm looking at is like if you're hard of hearing, I can turn your headphones up, and if somebody else say that's too loud for them, I can turn their headphones down. You
Oh,
know?
we could itemize them.
Yeah, and then we could put uh it's just so much to do. And I feel almost like if I had the money, I would just jump on it, you know. But this is good for me because I keep doing stuff for the for the movement out of my own pocket, thinking, oh, I can handle it, I can handle it. Until, oh, okay, let's do it like this. Memoirs of a Black Panther. We go to a spot, right? And next thing you know, I'm not looking away. My car's parked, everything's good, and somebody slams into my car and totals, you know. And I'm thinking, see, that was when I was thinking, I can handle it, I can do this, and everything. And next thing you know, oh wait, I went there, I was trying to get rid of that feedback by going in another room. I forgot my phone ain't on in there. But yeah, they totaled my car. I got a cheaper car, but it was nicer. A little Mercedes, two-seater with the top back, you know. And I'm like, man, I can't keep this up without the people's support, without the people putting in a penny, a 20, a dub and above, you know. We ain't asking to give till it hurts, just give till it helps, you know. So over 196,940,000 square miles of the planet dirt, and they landed right here with us. I'm happy with that too. If they
Yeah.
ain't got nothing, I'm happy with them being right here with us. But don't forget when y'all get that dollar. Hey, if you got $20, give me $1. I mean, not me. It's for the revolution. It goes right in the gas tank. It goes right on the airplane. It goes right. Well, we ain't got no money for no airplane. To be honest. At least I don't.
No, but what has to happen, Lightning, is that you have to start building the industries. You see, so that requires somebody going out getting some land
Okay.
and building some type of industrialization.
Okay.
Okay. And I mean, I'm talking about for everything we need, man. Food, cars, clothes, homes. You see what I mean? And then get rid of this all inclusive nonsense. See,
Yeah.
because when you go with all inclusiveness, right? Okay, you got these other 3 to 4 groups that's taken away from the black community. So the black community is being hit by 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So therefore, if it's being hit by all 4 sides by these other groups, man, there ain't no side in there for us. Does that make sense? You see, there ain't no side in there for us. You got this agenda, this crew, this crew. You see what I'm saying? Then you got those, huh? Well, the
The
key
people
is
got to
Lightning.
help. The people got to chip in because it just like that thing I'm playing about the Desire Project. The Panthers stood up for people, so the people stood up for the Panthers, and we need that back. We need more Panthers like that, and we need our people to back us up like that. You know,
Hmm.
that's
Well,
all I'm
see,
saying.
that's okay. I agree with you, man. But what it is that what's tore down the cohesiveness is Hollywood, man, and all that crazy foolishness that you can see. It's coming out here off the West Coast and New York because of the agendas that they are promoting that countermand us doing for self. You see what I'm saying? See, they kind of, as soon as we're talking about doing something for self, because they talk about all how we do is go out here and kill each other and all this old type of stuff. But then as soon as we talk about stop doing that and building for ourselves, now all of a sudden we're racist. So therefore, they talking out of both sides of their neck, and we have to treat it as such and do for ourselves and just simply ignore them.
Yeah, you gotta do it for yourself, dude. I've been pushing love agenda lately because
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay,
okay.
which is beautiful, man.
I
But the
mean,
greatest
what
love
I'm
there
saying,
is,
well, let me fill it up because I don't want nobody to think, kumbaya. Not that kind of love. The kind of love I'm talking about is the kind of love that you got for your that brother had for his son. That's what I'm talking
that
about.
part.
That's
Yeah, say
love.
that part.
Now, if our people love like that, you're not
Yeah,
gonna get past. You're not gonna get up in here. Just like in the Desire Projects, they brought a tank, and
yeah,
the people surrounded that tank.
yeah,
400, 400 people out the project. They
yeah,
surrounded that tank.
yeah.
You
They
know,
did.
and that was out of love. That wasn't hate. That wasn't like,
Yeah,
oh, we hate the pigs. Because didn't
right,
nobody ever say nothing but self defense. We never said nothing about attack nobody. We said
right.
defend ourselves, defend our people. You know, they not racist with that. If you just gotta put it the right way, I think. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
doing. I'm putting it the right way. hmm
yeah.
Oh, imagine how hard brothers will fight for their mama and their sisters and their wives. Lord have mercy. You know what I mean? And our kids, man, I'm telling you now, and our kids, how they would fight for their parents. You know? So that's the love that I'm talking about. And that's the love I'm giving out to the people and saying, thank you for being here. You know, just being here with a brother. Even if you don't put up a penny or 20, a dime or nothing. Thanks for being here with a brother. And I still might delete this if I only see 10 views. And I'm very impatient. I ain't gonna wait till tomorrow for it to blow up. You gotta blow up tonight or it's done. I'm like that, seriously. Hey, Memoirs of a Black Panther. We was doing a show, me and my band, right? We doing a concert. Well, we was about to do a concert. Let me put it like that. And the guy tells us this is like a little dinner club, so y'all gotta play real low so that the people can hear each other. I said, hey y'all, pack up, let's go. We out of here. And he was like, wait a minute, you gonna leave? Don't you want to get paid? I was like, yo, man, we play like Funkadelic. We play like George Clinton and them. So when we start blasting, your people gonna have to be quiet or go outside and talk. Just simple as that. You know. So I ain't never been the one to say we gonna negotiate about it. I ain't never been the one to say we gonna kumbaya about it. I said we gonna do the same thing. We just gonna rebrand it love instead of hate, because hate don't get us nowhere. You know what Gandhi said? Tell him, Shabak. I know what you know what Gandhi said about that. Only love can conquer hate. And I'm
Okay,
done.
but
I've
let me
dropped my
tell you
mic.
something about Gandhi, man.
Uh huh.
Let me tell you something about Gandhi.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
he was from, as Brother Chase say, he was from that Brahma class in India. Okay, and he refers to our people as Kafirs, and a Kafir is the same term like they use the term
Okay.
NIGGER here in the U.S.
I'm not gonna do no better myself.
describing
I
our people.
told you saying N-word, period.
Yeah, see, Gandhi wasn't concerned about us.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying his philosophy of only love can conquer hate. That philosophy. It don't matter if he's for us or against us.
Yeah,
I think that
but
philosophy works.
okay, but if you're gonna have if love conquers hate, then the first form of love that you got to have is for yourself.
That's what I'm talking about. Love for yourself, love for your people.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And if the people would really show some love, they would throw some dollars up in there so we can blow it up. And you know, because you and Shay know that if I was paying for a paid program for a paid StreamYard, we would be on Facebook, we'd be on YouTube, we'd be on Twitter, Twitch, and everything else all at one time. That's why I want that equipment, because I can push one button and we'll be streaming all over the place. You know. Anyway, I'm just trying to put it into people's ears and their hearts to love us back. As simple as that. I got my mic on that. I didn't interrupt you, doctor. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So the thing is about Gandhi. When he did his thing in Azania, which is the real name of South Africa, he wasn't worried about black people over there. He was only worried about people from who were Indians, from India.
Well, I mean, ain't that what we supposed to do? We supposed to do the same.
Yeah. Now that's
We're
my
not supposed
point.
to worry
That's
about
my point.
Mexicans. We're supposed to worry about anybody except the FDA right now. I mean, the descendants of slaves. And of course, you can give love to everybody all over the world, and then they all hit the cash app. Black, white, Chinese, Jamaican, Brazilian, maybe shout out to Brother Barbecue over there in Haiti. You know what I mean? A real black revolutionary. So I'm just saying, we got to rebrand it. We got to give it to people a different way. And I always thought about that before I came to the movement. I say, our people, the biggest mistake that I thought that we was making, and I don't usually say this in public, but I will say it today. We keep saying the hate word, and that will get us where like they'll get to somebody like Donahue instead of I'm just letting Dr. Collins talk. He just got kept on riding about did you say C word? Did you say this about the and all this? So I'm like, yo, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna say C word. I'm gonna call him what my dad said. Oh, he said white and black. Chinese don't get mad. You say the China man, but if the cheat, of course you're gonna get upset. And I shouldn't have said that. That was an example that wasn't ninja or C word. Anyway, black power. Sorry about that. I had to throw that in because it's like, do we really want to get ahead of people? I want us to get ahead of people personally. So I'm like, if you go into court of law and you're talking to the judge, you know what to say and what not to say, right?
Right.
I mean, you're not going to go to the courtroom and say MFs and what the fudge and you ain't gonna say no ninjas, no C words, none of that.
Well, sir, that's what they
Look, if you're
call
in front of the judge,
contempt
not
of court.
defending yourself,
That's what they call
but you're in front
contempt
of the
of
judge
court.
trying to get money. Well, let me finish this. If we're in front of the judge trying to get our reparations, right? And then we're gonna keep all of the legal correct because we're trying to get that bag. We ain't trying to get put out the building. We want to get the bag. When we leave the building, we'll do like Martin King said. When we come to Washington, we come to get our check. Yeah. All right. Let's Queen Mother start me to let Queen Mother speak, please. Yes, ma'am. I'm listening. We listening. Wasn't that Queen Mother trying to chime in? Well, she'll be back. Y'all go ahead. I want to hog the mic. Whoa, where'd I go? We'll do a roll call. We got Shady Crewman in the house from Black Frontline News. What about you, brother Shady?
Black News. News
Frontline Black News.
From a black perspective.
Say it again, say it loud.
Frontline Black News.
Okay. That's why I like you to say it, because I know how to say Shabbat because black experience ahead. It took me a while to get that right. Yeah. I mean, the Black Experience in Hand show with Shabaka Shane Corey, and it was like, that's not the name of the show, brother. So they'll never find it if they look for it like that.
Yeah, well, so we rebuilding that.
Yeah.
You see,
And there you go. That's an example right there. We don't want to rebuild nothing. We want to keep building this up and up, and then your life page. We want to build that. So you got how many people you got on there now? About 10, 20,000?
No, I think I got like about 22 people right now. I haven't checked it since I've been here in LA.
Oh, that's the page.
So hopefully when I get back to Las Vegas, man, I hope to have at least over 100 on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's the new page. That's why.
But what it is though, that's a base. Yeah, say the 100 is a base. You know, all four squares, 25 here, 25 there, 25 here, 25 there, and then what you could do is go off that base and ask all the 100 people to refer 10 people to it, and that's 1,000, right? Then we duplicate it again, and we'd be back up to about 1900. Then we back in motion.
Mm-hmm. But y'all like
But see,
to see all the black
but they got a lot
revolutionary
of
parties
fine
together.
print. Okay, but like they say, when you read these contracts, man, for these platforms, man, read the fine print.
Yeah, just
Say it's
use
because
common sense. It's like I said,
that's
if
it all.
you're talking in court in front of the judge and you ain't trying to get no time, talk like that.
Yeah, exactly. You see, so you read the
If
fine
you're
print.
professional, then you talk professional, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, even though I might be hood, but I know how to talk. Everybody in the hood know how to talk professional. Everybody in the hood got a white voice. You know, like when they call the bill collectors, they start talking like this and yes, this is Mr. Henderson. I'm calling about a bill. Hey, I used to do customer service, and I would see a number pop up and say a southern state like Tennessee or something. Man, I would answer the phone just like this here. You know what I'm saying? But I would keep it professional as possible. You know.
Right.
But I thought about it. I said somebody gonna catch my real accent one day, and it's gonna be a problem. I said so. I stopped. I stopped doing it.
And then on top of
bragging
it
on
too,
them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
and then on top of it too, in this crazy state of California, you know, hate coming back to this place, man. You know, and it's further deteriorated. You know what I'm saying? It deteriorates, it deteriorates, it deteriorates. And what it is, you have to blame that on the governor here. Then, what's the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass? You know, I mean, you could just see LA is on its way out, man. It's crumbling down, man. The cities like Chicago and New York, because the cost of living is too high in California.
Oh man, they trying to move poor folks out. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
And then up here, anybody that's squatting like living in tents, they can't even live in tents in the woods in peace. You mean tell me you gonna go in the woods and bother somebody? You come in the woods and bother him if you want to. He gonna work out too good. Tell you that.
Yeah. You see?
I like a Bigfoot when I'm in the woods. I came up on 100. He ain't seen me. I was watching him. He ain't even see me. And then I said, "Hey, what you doing with that bucket?" And he turned around. And he say, "Oh, this is off season, and I'm feeding the deer." He said, "Deer love apples." He had what do you call it? A bucket full of apples, 2 big buckets full of apples, and he was feeding the deer. And I say, he's suckering the deer into the stand there until it's hunting season. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the scene right there where the 250 police came after the Black Panthers and they brought a tank into the project, and the 400 brothers and sisters from the Desire Projects, they surrounded them. That's it. That's it right there. That's why. I mean, that's the footage right there. Yeah. And look at the cops sitting there with their automatic or weapons and stuff, but they ain't stop our people from surrounding them, did it?
Yeah, well, you see, what had happened was, this is why they started this agenda of this effeminization of the black male that me and Brother Che did a story on about a couple of years ago. And what was that, Brother Che, that Henry Kissinger and Richard Nixon had put that there in the motion?
Yeah, it was all in the Monahan report.
Right, now there you go. Now this footage that you're seeing is the Nixon and Spiro Agnew years right there. and Daniel Monahan, who was the senator from Connecticut, I think. What state was he the senator from, Brother Che?
I think it's somewhere in the northeast of Connecticut, Rhode Island, one of them states.
Okay, in Atlantic Northeast. Okay. All right. So, and then the first industry that they went to, you guessed it, Hollywood.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
domestic terrorism. That's for sure. That's exactly what they were doing to our people.
Mm-hmm. And then
And they were
too,
shooting
when
at
you look at,
Panthers. They were shooting
yeah,
at the Panthers. It was like them brothers and sisters in the headquarters. Not outside robbing nobody. Why would you start
no,
shooting
they
at them?
would. Only thing I remember as a youngster in Los Angeles was I remember these sisters standing there saying, "Hey, little brother, do you want to get the Black Panther paper?" And they were wearing mini skirts, and I distinctively remember the smell of coconuts because that's when the Afro sheen was real popular, to keep your natural
Right.
together.
It sure was.
And then they was wearing mini skirts, and I'm saying, well, gee, this is kind of like of a nice uh, scene right here. And then you got old Jane Fonda right there. She was against the war in Vietnam. Henry Fonda's daughter. You know what I'm saying?
I used to use that Afro shit. You bring back memories, man. I can almost smell it in my own.
Yeah, everybody.
Had a big old
Yeah,
throat and a big
and you remember that it had the
wide brim
smell
hat
of
looking like
like
Sly Stone.
coconuts. Yeah. Now the thing is about old Mr. Sly Stone. He was up there talking about hot fun in the summertime and dance to the music. And then I remember he had a big hit called Everyday People. This is 1968. 68, 69.
Simple song. You talking about that
A
one?
simple,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
He had one song called Stan. But anyway, that they always
I
used to
like Stan too.
perform. Yeah, and they used to perform concerts all the time before they got real big up at Defirmary Park. You know it, the same one, 16th and Adeline in Oakland. You know what I'm saying?
You know I'm
And
laughing. I'm laughing because you brought back another memory up. I went to a Sly Stone concert, right? Had the big afro, I got the wide brim hat, right? And I looked on stage. I don't know, maybe it was me because I was drinking that MD 2020 or Mad Dog or something. I was lit, right? I looked down on the stage and looked like Sly Stone was wearing women's shoes. And I said, man, I'm out of
yeah,
here. I
okay.
got up and left.
Okay, yeah, well, see, that's where it all started at. See, what happens is, man, they bring this stuff into you subliminally, okay? Which means is you see it and you don't see it. When you
Yeah, you can
don't
accept
see
Sly
it,
Stone
and
because
then
you
when
like
you
his
see it,
music and overlook
it's far too
that.
late. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Okay, way
keep that
back
thought.
in
Keep that thought. Because I want to say that we do that a lot in our community.
yeah.
We'll get to riding somebody's coattails, and then when we find out that they ain't what we thought, we keep on riding them anyway. That's just like Al Sharpton. Somebody asked me about Al Sharpton, and I'm like, man, when they cover me with the RPG, he better not be standing up there talking.
Man, Al Sharpton need to take his bobblehead behind, man, and go fly his rainbow flag somewhere and put another banana in his mouth. You know what I mean?
So once we find out the truth, do we keep following charlatans? Fraud, phonies? Do we keep following them? Once we find out that maybe his lifestyle wasn't quite what Malcolm would approve of, because Malcolm come in, talk articulately, didn't use the N word or the C word, had his family with him. I try to be like Malcolm for real, like keep my queen, and it's like I can't be influenced by the three P's, and I'm not gonna say it because I keep my own rule. But here I can say like this, Patrice Lumumba. But Patrice Lumumba, what he said about don't be entitled. I try to do it from memory. He said, don't be enticed by property. Don't be influenced by power. Don't be influenced by money, or pomposity, or let fame go to your head. You know what I mean? Because we could blow up overnight. We could blow up overnight, and then it's like, okay, I went out there and got 20 tickets for the circus for the kids. You know, so and that's when I have nothing, right? But if I blow up overnight, am I going to still get the 20? Yeah, I will. Am I still going to get the? Or y'all going to still get the 26? At this point, y'all going to get all the kids in the neighborhood, not just 20, but every last one of them. You going to buy all of them circus tickets, or are you going to buy the newest Mercedes convertible? You know, I can go without the newest Mercedes convertible. You know, yeah, I might want it, but then I say, which is more important, a $20,000 car or putting $20,000 into the studio? I'm gonna go with the studio. I don't know about them. You know, and then we got to do stuff for our people. I told everybody, I said, chip in to the cash app. I'm trying to get circus tickets for the kids, and I will go live at the circus just to prove that I'm not BSing. And we went live for the circus too. It was the bomb, and they didn't mind because they helped me out. They give me some tickets half price so that I can get kids up in there. You know, so when they saw, I told them I was going to live stream. They didn't have a problem with it, but they was part of Disney. Like they weren't part of Ringling Brothers. They had animals, and they was part of Disney on Ice. Matter of fact, people from Argentina. Yeah, it's from Argentina. Anyway, just want to say, when we trying to do these little drives for money and get some funds up to do something for our community, for our children, I wish people would just go ahead and do it. Don't think that we're charlatans, because we're not. I got a message from God that every dime you get goes back into the community. Because you make enough on your own on the plantation. You keep on doing what you've been doing off the plantation and give all the money back to the community that you get from the people. That's what's happening here. Anyway, Black Power. Sorry, I'm hogging the mic. I'm gonna shut up. But where y'all at? Where Queen Mother at? Queen Mother, where you at? Queen Mother still there? Get Desiree on the phone with you too. I couldn't get everybody on today because I was in too big a hurry. Hey, brother Shay, I see you got on. How did you get in? Did you put it transfer it to your email? Brother Shabaki, you still?
Yeah, I'm still here, Dynamite. Yeah, you want me to
okay.
email in the chat?
Yeah, but you got in anyway. Did you? I sent it. I usually just send it to your phone. That's all I do.
Yeah, I sent it to myself.
I thought you did, because every now and then I go genius something like that. I say, wait a minute, I do that sometimes. I'll send the link to my other phone, which is internet only, and I'll have to use my email. Yeah. Brother people's like, well, I can get on the stream yard. I guess we ain't gonna be able to get in. I'm like, shoot, yes, we will. Watch this. Do a three-way call. Ain't no way we do it. Shabaka
Yeah, that's what we had to do sometimes when we had Blog Talk up.
Yeah. And that's what we need to do. I'm going to get an 800 number so that people can actually start calling in again.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Unless you got one. Y'all got one? We can use that join tonight.
No, we ain't got no number yet.
Okay. But that's all we need. That's all Blog Talk has. Was a phone line for people to call in. That's all they had. You know?
Right.
And then, of course, you do know that the dude, man, who folded Blog Talk, he made his money, man, and he went off and invested in Spreaker.
Spreaker, right. It ain't nothing, right?
But you don't have the capability to do a live show with Spreaker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you gotta do pre-recording.
Yeah, you gotta
call in either, can
Nope. So you got to have all your people right there on the phone with you at the same time.
But then that's a waste of
Hey,
money.
brothers.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm finna have to jump off for a minute.
Okay, thank you, brother Justice. Once
Yeah,
again,
Yes,
appreciate it,
sir.
brother.
your family, and please keep us updated on what's happening with the Carmelo Anthony case down there in Frisco, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Right, my brother.
absolutely.
We'll
Well,
do
Yeah,
that. Yes, sir.
we'll be on here for a minute
absolutely.
if you want to come back.
And
Yeah.
so hey, keep up the good work, and I see y'all same black channel, same black time.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yes, sir.
Right
Absolutely.
on.
All right.
I'll be on here on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
I had to come on tonight because this is late breaking news. This is what affects our people. I was going to do that broadcast about the project,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, no, forget that. We're going about Rodney Hinton tonight, you know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Matter of fact, I think I was getting ready to play Malcolm X, and then Trump kept off. I'm like, hold up, we got to play that.
Right.
You know? For real. Damn, they just happen to be showing me the ones I'm trying to get. We need that PDW, you know?
Yeah. Dynamite, how
Yeah.
much longer are you going to be on?
What's that, brother?
How much longer are you going to be on the show?
Oh, hey, you know, it's all good. Oh, I see we had 2 hours already, so, you know, we already cruising, you know? I guess
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull
maybe
out on this
just
end here.
go around the table and see what everybody think about this Rodney Hinton thing.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, it's
what?
crazy.
Mm-hmm. And that's his son Ryan Hinton and he Rodney Hinton. Damn.
Right.
Like the cops got 2 Hintons at one time.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them. Oh man, look how he's walking that joint. I love that part.
Yeah, he looked them.
I'm like, man, he stared every last one of them.
I thought they was going to intimidate him.
And he
Hey,
stopped it like staring all of them down.
gentlemen.
Yes, sir. What's up, brother?
Let me say this for the record, and I don't care who hear this. If you're gonna crash out, don't use a car. But I feel his heart, and I salute dude.
Yeah, because that was his son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his
But I
son.
agree.
He could have been a bigger problem. He could have been a bigger problem to them not crashing their car than he did crashing their car.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it right there. Just use your imagination.
Yep.
Yep. So enough.
Yeah.
I would say that the opportunity to protest for that young brother is still on the table too. No, even if it was father, because that was well, if he had got
Listen,
the guy that did it, that's different. But that's like
check this out though.
me taking my revenge out on the whole neighborhood instead
Whether
of finding the person that did it.
whether they kill this man or not, the biggest support, the biggest show of black solidarity should be to keep something on this man books, keep him fed, because if he eats anything they provide, it's game over.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I'm gonna
And
copy and paste
hopefully,
that link and put it on my page as soon as we get off of here.
yeah, and then hopefully, because the only 2 ways I see him getting out is if the judge release him, which they not. If they take it to the U.S. Supreme Court, he can get released like that, which I doubt it would they not. But hopefully, in the meantime, they'll change legislation
Nah, this capital murder. You can't do nothing.
to give him a break for this. Okay.
I just wish he
on
wouldn't have
capital
used the
murder,
car.
anytime you kill a cop, capital murder. Was that
Trying to.
Yeah.
I say he did. I just wish he wouldn't have used the car. You know, we got plenty of examples of what white people do when they're upset.
Yeah.
Yep, sure enough.
I keep on saying this about the community too. We'll go through each other, we'll run up on each other with all these firearms, all this vitriol and stuff. But when it comes to them in particular, that gang, we move different. Now, you know, what's the brother name? The brother Muhammad and the Caprice, you know who I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
If this man would have sat back and been more methodical than reactionary, we'd be hearing about this on the news and it'd be a manhunt for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Don't if you're gonna crash out, don't use a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like if 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 all the innocent people get wiped out on behalf of a wicked person, and the wicked person at home sleeping, eating, doing everything, and then all the innocent people get wiped out because of him, you know. And just like that the white dude that went up to Buffalo and he killed all the black folks. He rode over what 200 miles to get there too.
Forget how far he rode. He also went into that community and was chilling with black folk a couple of days before in some kind of block party they had, bro. What you mean?
What? Damn, man.
He was cased that whole spot out.
Yeah, he did.
With black folks.
He did a background check on how many fellas was in the area so he would know where to go, where he wouldn't be opposed there for real with people with guns. He did so much. This is what I say about us. We never do recon or research on our enemies. He did so much research on between felons in the area, people who own guns. Like in certain websites, you can go on to find out how many concealed carriers are in the area and stuff like that. Bro, he did all that and chill with the black people on a block party a couple of days before, bro.
Wow.
When I tell you, until they fear retribution, we're gonna continue to be abused.
You're right.
And look at that car.
Yeah.
If instead of that was a car, there was something else, and he was 500 yards away, and it was quiet. This would be a different story right now across the nation. This would make cops across the nation think twice about this dumb stuff. But a car, no, they're gonna continue to do it. I yield.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's serious, man. You know, and then keep in mind, man, is that these cops are sworn to uphold the law, but they violate the laws that they swearing to uphold.
They're above the law.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
It's the same way that,
like they did the brother Tyrese Nichols over there. What was that there, y'all? Memphis, yeah. And then to find out that the police chief of the Memphis Police Department at the time, she had a tainted past too.
Yep.
When she was in Atlanta.
Yep. The Red Dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but hold on. But you know, in Atlanta, okay, what her husband was, right?
A PD.
Uh-huh. Yeah, another Metcalf Senior.
Yep.
What was you saying, Black Joe? He was saying something else too. And you kind of cut him off there.
When Shabaka said they think they the law, he 100% right. Like her in Misery, where I've watched, where my peoples have had to have good lawyers, and these lawyers are eating with the cops at dinners and nice restaurants, or eating with the judges, or eating with the lawyers and the prosecutors are one hand in hand.
And
when you say
same thing with the judge, because all of them are lawyers. All of them got degrees and doctorates in jurisprudence.
And a prime example of these people thinking they're the law, I'm going to go above the cops to these two judges that just got locked up for harboring illegal aliens and letting one escape out a secret door in the court. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
So when I say stay strapped or get clapped, I don't mean it like, hey, bro, like we're in a day and age where, all right, if you 60, late 60s, 70 plus, you are my elder. I listened to them elders when I was growing up say end times this, end times that, but it wasn't no prophecy. Prophecy unfolded. So the point that we at right now, bro, stay strapped or get clapped and be willing to die. If they're gonna kill you anyway, you might as well die fighting.
That's right.
And I yield.
Thank you, Black.
Yeah. Well, you know that's what Dr. Newton meant.
I got the
with his term revolutionary suicide.
My mentality. Let me throw this in there. My mentality is, I'm that gorilla. I'm the gorilla. They need 100 men come on up and get this ass whooping.
Right.
A 22 long rifle. A 22 long rifle will put a gorilla down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, in the situation we talked the hunting and the gorilla, as far as the gorilla dying, the gorilla's gonna run through all their asses.
Yeah, and the gorilla is super. A gorilla is super reactionary too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then too.
Reactionaries usually lose because they don't have a calm, cool head to do it. Matter of fact, that car right there, that's a prime example right there.
Man, he squashed
But I
that
can't say I
swine
really
like a
understand.
bug. Looking at that accident, he literally squashed that swine like a bug. Like I ain't even got to see the body.
Yeah. But I can just imagine standing there looking at a cop and your kid just got killed by cops. I know what he did. He looked at him and smashed the gas. You know?
Listen to me, man. On that note, nobody doing a traffic stop would have been safe.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and they had to catch me. It wouldn't. That's akin to giving up.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. That's like one.
If I'm going to be incarcerated or put to death for one of you swines, might as well be 10, 15 of y'all.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. But I stand in front of the black community like the gorilla. The gorilla with a Thompson submachine gun. You know, shit.
All right. Well, appreciate you, Dynamite. I gotta go.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
closing
So do
statement?
I.
Salute, brother. Be safe.
You too.
All right, Dynamite. I'm out here. I'm out. Okay.
You got closing statement?
Yeah, closing statement, man, is that I'm just out here for Los Angeles, for a few weeks, man, and doing whatever I come across out here. I make sure to make a note of it and try to rebuild back up Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced.
Yeah, I'm looking for you to be on Tuesdays now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Well,
I'll be
I help
talking with.
facilitate in any kind of way that I can. You know, I'm always here for y'all.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like this. Y'all
Appreciate
here for
that.
me? I'm here for y'all.
Yes, sir. Okay, Dynamite. Okay.
All right, Black Power.
Always.
Salute.
Okay, I'm out from Los Angeles. All right.
Yes, sir. What about Jay? Was he already gone? Oh, he already gone. What's up, Queen Mother? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Black
All
Power,
right.
Black
Black
Power.
Power. Any closing
Oh,
statement
that's
on
what
your end?
that one is showing the accident.
Yeah. Yep. That was the father that ran into the cop. That was the car.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Sure enough. Sure enough. Yeah. But it's like,
But when I saw them guns in the grass, that looked like something that the police planted there. That's what I see.
Well,
It don't look like
the
nothing that
witness
fell
said
out
that
of
he
nobody's
dropped the
hand.
gun. Even the cops say they heard the gun when it hit the ground. You know?
So it must have shot then. It must have been bullet
No,
shot.
it didn't shoot. They heard the metal hit the ground, but then they're gonna say he kept it in his hand and aimed it at them, and our witnesses say it wasn't in his hand.
If you understand the qualified immunity doctrine, you can understand what happened here. Under qualified immunity, I'm gonna give you an example. Under qualified immunity, if your front door is open and your screen door is unlocked, and you're in the kitchen cooking and you have a knife in your hand, and a cop unlawfully enters your house, he can shoot you and say he felt like his life was threatened because you had a knife. Qualified immunity, especially if there's no cameras. So just him simply having that gun and running with it, he should have left it in the car. Him simply having that gun and running with it opened the door for him to get shot, and the cop probably to be moved across the nation to another station.
They shoot us like they think you're animals. That's the problem. They shoot our people like they think we're animals. That's
It's
just what
law.
they said.
It's qualified immunity. The same way that young lady got killed with that pot of boiling water. It's law. It's called qualified immunity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Look,
about.
I have
Okay,
look
I
the
want to
police.
ask you something. Do Ohio have stand your ground and no knock law there? Do they have that there?
Hold on.
Yeah, that's right, boy. That's Joe. He'll find it in 2 seconds. I'll be like, I don't know. Where I live at, there's no such thing as run. There ain't no run law. In
Right.
some states,
They
you
got
have
stand
to.
your ground and no lock law. Do they have it there?
He's looking it up. He's looking it up.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
Mhm.
Ohio has a stand your ground law, and no duty to retreat. You ain't got to run or none of that. You can stand your ground.
That's what I was
That's
talking
right.
about. Duty
So
to retreat.
the father, the father stood his ground.
No.
That's a little
When
different.
okay, stand your ground means that if you mad at someone and you
Shit.
shoot that person, they can't take you and lock you up because that's stand your ground.
But standing ground be like if somebody was coming at you with a
Yeah, and you
or
and you
with a
hurt
bat
them.
or stick or
You
something like that
they
or a
can't
knife
do
or
nothing
whatever.
to you because that's stand your ground.
Right, but I'm saying they got to be attacking you though.
Yeah.
You can't just say I'm mad, I'm gonna run over a cop because that's not gonna be standing ground. You know. Or here's a
Yeah.
better example. Say if somebody punched me on Monday and Tuesday I go hunting for them, then that's not standing ground. I should have done it right then and there when they
Yeah.
hit me. When they hit me, if I did it right then and there, that's stand your ground. But if I come back the next day, that's just premeditated. I could have let it go.
That is premeditated. But if you do it right then and there, that's standing your ground. They got their law.
Yeah, you got to do it right then and there. You can't
Yeah.
wait. Mm-mm. Yep. And that only applies that if you're in imminent danger of your life to be harmed or to be maimed or crippled, if you know it's going to be a real, that the possibility you could die. Just like George
Yeah.
Floyd. George Floyd could have actually grabbed one of them nightsticks and went to wailing on the cops because it was imminent danger for him. You know, at least I
That
think.
was danger. But the stand your ground law didn't come out then. It come out afterwards, remember?
Right,
It didn't come out then, it would come out afterwards.
right. It didn't come in. I don't know if it was up then or not. Back in George Floyd, I mean not George Floyd. What's his name? I
It
saying George Floyd,
came
but I
out
mean
afterwards.
Rodney King.
The
That's what I was
first
talking
stand your ground law came out in Detroit, Michigan.
about.
That was the first one that came out in Detroit, Michigan. They have it in Florida.
Uh-huh.
And they might have some more places, but I know it's Florida and Detroit, Michigan.
Okay. Well, I know Missouri, West Virginia. I don't know about DC. They probably want you to run.
DC, they don't even, you can't even carry a gun there.
I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they want you to be unarmed
Yeah,
for
you
the.
can't carry no guns in DC. None but the cops, and he crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But they didn't say nothing about swords and axes. But they do have a thing about switchblade. They don't like switchblade. They don't like brass knuckles.
Yeah.
You know. But
Well,
other than
brass knuckles is
that,
against the law. But that's
oh yeah,
what, when we was younger,
brass
that's
knuckles
what
is a felony.
everybody used to fight with, brass knuckles.
Yeah, but it's actually a felony. Mm-hmm.
You can't have
In
them
some
now.
states, switchblade is a felony, and in some states, the switchblade is totally. You know, I'm glad I'm in the wild, wild west. They be like, "What
Yeah.
you got there, boy?" I said, "Well, I'm carrying 9 millimeter. I'm carrying a 50 cal and my sword." And they be like, "Well, what's the inches of that sword?"
That's exactly. I got one under
They
my
could care
bed.
less about how many guns you got.
I got one under my bed. Two of them.
Hey,
I
look,
got
they say you
two
can have
under my
100
belt.
guns, but make sure you don't have a switchblade. Shoot. Up here, they be like, you
My
totally
twelve
legal.
year
You
old,
got
my 12-year-old owns a gun, so like she
right,
she owns a gun, like so we're not going her.
right. I heard that. Just saying, certain states, you can have whatever you need. In some states, they're like, man, you can't have nothing. Shoot. Like DC, that's DC. You got to walk around unarmed. You know. Yeah. I say that's good for me though. I mean, it's good for a real fighter. you know, like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson lived in the area. Mike Tyson he beat up somebody in traffic. We was both in court together too. We both had the same charge. you know, I told Mike Tyson on the elevator. I said, "Why in the world would they pick us out of all the people they could pick?" I said, "Now me, I can understand them picking me, but why would they pick Mike Tyson? That's just totally stupid." Or he looking for a lawsuit. Yeah, he looking for a lawsuit. He looking to get paid with Mike Tyson. With me, he's just looking to call the police. You know, shoot. Mm-mm. Hmm. Shoot. But anyway, yeah, I guess I'm gonna get ready for this Ponderosa tomorrow. Any closing statements from y'all? Mhm.
We gotta protect ourselves by any means necessary. Black power.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. You know it. Yeah. How about you, my brother? You still with me? Where we at?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Any closing statement? I think this was a good show tonight, actually. I only heard the C word twice.
Closing statements. No more than what I was saying when Shabaka that was on.
Yeah.
About when these people fear revenge and they fear retribution, they tend not to abuse us.
Yep.
We got to get back to the where they're scared to come after us because for every one of us, two of them need to fall. Because if it ever jumps off, it's one of us versus six of them.
Yeah. How about that?
And I land that plane right there.
Yeah.
Stay
That's
strapped to get
what
caught.
Khalid Muhammad said. If they're two on our side, we need to go get seven on their side. That's what he said now. He didn't play. Black
No, the
power.
statistics, the statistics of 300 million white people versus 30 to 50 million black people is for us to win the war. One of us must take out six of them. That's the man.
Yep. Yep. I'm telling you. Well, I say we just got to watch over each other, watch our tribes' backs. Don't let it just keep happening. You know. Shoot.
You got to clean house first.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, that part is true. Clean house
Nobody
and
likes
keep getting up.
last little quote from like my grandma. Them nobody likes cooking in the dirty kitchen.
Mm. How about that? Yeah, I heard that. So we got to clean the kitchen. hmm
we,
Clean all
we,
the
we know
cabinets.
we know who the dirt is. We know who the dirt is against the kids. We know who the dirt is that's terrorizing the public. Like I'm watching the women who's raised these young men to be so rebellious and so terroristic with these guns, bro. They're now giving up on these young men. These same young men that when they were 9 through 12, when you would come tell them, "Hey, your son doing this," my baby ain't dead. My baby ain't dead. But the whole time she know. Like I've been telling them, you women that are raising these young men by yourselves, you will go and fight the world on behalf of them. But you're scared of them in your house. Make it make sense. If you can't fix it, someone else will. And if us black folk ever take the initiative to clean up the neighborhoods, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be like in the '90s when the crack came out. and their kids were getting killed, breaking into people's houses and cars, and the churches and the black women yelled for a gun ban. That put us at a disadvantage for years because the dope dudes is the only ones who ran the neighborhoods because they're the only ones who had the gun.
Yeah.
And I land.
Illegal
Cause
on
and
the
effect.
street. How about that? Man. Yeah, I know. I actually experienced today. I'm like, people would cross the streets to the other side to get away from me back in the day, but now they feel like they can just get out their car and like and be Karens and Kens about it, you know? Huh. It's like, man, I chased one away from me earlier. I was like,
I
and
was
then
just
got
gonna say,
nerve enough
if
to apologize. Know they
yeah, because look,
wrong, and then apologize and expect for me not to be on their
here's
ass.
the problem I've been noticing. They know how to pick and choose those Negroes very, very, very well.
Well, she chose the wrong one today. That
That's
lady
why she
was
was trying to apologize.
she chose the
See,
wrong one today. And when she started
it,
apologizing, I started cussing her out and calling her the C word for
it's
real.
they've been getting away with it for so long that now they're basically throwing poop at the wall and seeing what sticks.
She got back in that car quick too.
Listen to me, bro. My philosophy nowadays: if a white person calls me a ninja, right?
Mm-hmm.
I fear for my life, and if I'm in a stand your ground state, I will defend myself with layered escalation. If I'm a ninja, eat this mace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk off, and when you try to give a description, you're not going to be able to. He was black.
How about that?
If that was to happen across the nation to everybody who's not us, including those Africans that are called us Akatas, if we didn't argue, we just looked at them and maced them and left, that would get across the nation and people would stop doing it. You have to make these people fear retribution, fear that if I say this to you, something will happen. Fear that if I do this to you, something may happen to me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
It may happen to my comrade. It may happen to my business partner. It may happen to my work partner. They
That
have to know
lady
that
asked
they're not
my
safe.
woman, talking about, do you know him? And I'll tell you what, she got blasted out by my woman and me. Except I let her have it real hard. My lady talking about, she apologized. She should have never got out of her car with that shit. And she never will again. Not if she see me. Shit. She'll learn twice. Hey, she'll think twice about doing that again. You know?
Folk have to know that if they play with you, that their life is in danger. Like if it would have been me, bro, she wouldn't even felt comfortable to apologize. She'd have pulled off.
Oh, she was headed to that door. Headed to that door. But what made me think is, why did she even get out her car? What make her think that shit's safe? That shit ain't safe. You know?
Because she didn't get away with it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
She been picking the right people.
Yeah, she picked the right one today. That's for sure. That remind me, I was in the hood in Baltimore. It was late at night, and I was pulling to a closed gas station to look at the map, right? And I seen this guy walking towards me, look real shady, and I started watching him. He saw me watching him cross the street, and why wouldn't she have that much sense? And he looked like somebody would have robbed you. He probably said the same thing about me. He probably said, that dude right there, he probably gonna pull a gun on me as soon as I get to his car.
If you forgive a cheating spouse, they're typically going to cheat on you again. So therefore, basically the same thing. If she didn't get away with that and got away with that and got away with that, she's going to do it until she doesn't. Like you weren't even the one that's going to make her stop. The one that's going to make her stop is when she goes at them, she gets attacked.
Oh yeah. She probably not. She ain't. She probably ain't nobody
See,
called her the C word.
when
A
I
C
get hit
and a
with
B.
stuff, hold on. When I get hit with stuff like that, I escalate real fast and I leave. And if they started with me, I escalate real fast and I let them know that they'll be dirt now.
About that.
Go get you some business.
Mm-hmm. I said, I'm about to put my woman on. I let her slap her.
Listen, man, I'm here to protect my woman. I'm not going to put her in danger because I knew a white woman that used to go and pick fights with black women because she had a concealed carry.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
That's another thing. Whenever they feel froggy enough to come at you, they're probably
Yeah.
armed.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. Probably are. But I want
But
my woman too nice for that. She's like, oh, she apologized. I accept it.
but
I'm like, well, I don't. I don't accept
but
it.
when a but even when an armed person come at you, when they have to fear that they may not make it, they tend to stand down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. You know. Shoot, I
Same
seen
way
that.
Same way YNs in my neighborhood, they'll go rob a working man, but if that working man got his CCW, they don't want to go rob him. When you say to them, go rob the dope man who got the money, and the dope man, that's a come up. No, I'm cool. He got guns.
Oh yeah.
In so many words. So regardless of how armed you are, well, how armed the aggressive, disrespectful people are, when they have to fear that they may not make it, they tend to stand down.
Oh yeah.
We have to make this a norm of people fearing they may lose themselves for starting stuff. I'm talking nice because I'm on this show,
I
but
know.
hey,
I
they have to
appreciate it.
fear pallbearers.
Fear of
If they don't,
retribution.
yeah, yeah. Look, when I grew up, bro, my daddy told me like this: if you get into a fight with them, don't hit them in the head because their head is hard, but beat them up, beat them in their face, beat them in their body. All right.
Yep.
Now, growing up, I really never had a problem from nobody my age. It was always the older ones with the cars and the guns. Why? Because they feared what would happen to them. Even me being unarmed, those young white kids knew that if I say something, I may get a fist in my mouth. It wasn't no, the kids nowadays, why would you say that? The kids in my days, what? Beat, bop, bop, beat, bop, 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 beat, bop, bop,
Oh
bop.
yeah. True. Very true.
We got to get that mindset back.
Yeah.
They think it's kumbaya and there's no racism, and racism is biting our youth all in the tail.
I remember how it
So that,
used to be up that way. Across the railroad tracks, you got nothing but leather jackets and Fonzie haircuts with
yeah,
duck tails in the back. You know,
yeah,
want to call you the
little
N
trucks
word.
and stuff, little
Yeah.
small trucks and little small, yeah, bro. Like, but the kids knew what was up by
Oh yeah,
themselves. There,
because I used to cross them railroad tracks, and sometimes to get away from things, and then they would bother me. And here it is, I'm trying to get away from trouble, and then they give me trouble, and I'm like, okay, I
what
can't get away with it, so let's just do this. No
when
problem.
I seen when I seen over these last 20 years that unarmed a white man that has started something will literally urinate himself out of fear. That told me everything I need to know.
Wow.
On a level playing field, hand to hand, regardless of what martial art or what they've been trained in, they do not want these problems. It has
They
to be
don't.
mob action.
Yeah.
Unless they have a gun, and when they're sure you don't have a gun, oh, it's static on. When they're not sure, they kind of de-escalate.
Yeah. How about that?
So yeah, you gotta be aware of the signs, man. And the
Yeah.
whole time their kids are absorbing this and doing this to other kids in safe places like school. And school is allowing the white children to run amok between gender and violence. The mass shooter at Florida, the dude that just shot at Florida University, he was a sheriff's child, used her old handgun, killed 2 people and wounded 5. And he hate black folks.
Of course. He
So
was
that's
raised like that.
yeah, but think about it though. With his hands, he's nothing. He didn't want to fight no one or nothing. He wanted to steal his mommy's gun and go shoot at people who he was for sure didn't have a way to shoot back and
Yeah.
was taken into custody.
Huh. I bet he ain't having a good time now.
Man, I bet you that boy probably eating steak and shrimp.
Maybe. What did he have to endure when he hit them gates? You know?
Man, every nation gonna accept that boy right in.
I didn't think of that.
He might be one of they chicks, but ain't no nigga gonna get him.
Yeah, how about that? Actually, they probably made him a lieutenant or something after that. You know?
Dylan Roof got beat up by a black dude, but he's still alive.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, all right, there you go.
Look at how long Jeffrey Dahmer survived until they killed him. This is the code that I keep on saying that white people own and stay on. They'll protect their children from known pedophiles, but they'll protect their pedophiles from pedophile beaters.
Yeah.
Can't no black man come smoke one of their pedophiles. One of their known pedophiles. They'll have a race war over that.
They should do away with their own pedophiles then. You know?
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying about policing our own community and being on code. Like they got crime and robbery and theft and extortion in their community, but it's policed within their community. You don't hear about YC a young pastry doing a drive by on a boys club, or you don't hear about no young white person shooting up a shoe store or something. You don't hear about that. Why? Because they police their own. But what you do here, you shut up a church, shut up a grocery store, shut up a mall, shut up a school. But just how you don't hear that on our side. What you hear is it was a park shot up. It was a Foot Locker shot up. It was a club shot up. If we could bring that under wraps, yeah. Because all I resort to is what about black on black crime? What about Chicago? What about this? What about that? Y'all provided the guns. Like literally.
Literally, sure enough. Yeah.
So now, man,
matter of fact, they provide the guns and the drugs.
Man, we have to set some kind of we need to bring some kind of ethics back to the community and some kind of morals. Because if we don't, a lot of these young men, ages 12 to 25, if people start defending themselves, a lot of them are going to die by hands that look like them, and it shouldn't be this.
Yeah.
Not because we black and we rah, but because we have to protect ourselves from terrorists. This is terrorism.
It truly is. Yeah.
Bruh, a switch on the Glock that make it fully automatic carries a $250,000 fine plus 10 years fed time. These young men ain't getting charged with that. They're locking these young men up and letting these young men right back out, catching them with guns and everything. I've witnessed it in Kansas City, Missouri, and St. Louis, Missouri. They're taking the civilians who defend themselves guns away from the civilians and releasing these young men back out into the streets to go and do harm back to the civilian. Unless you can afford to buy another gun, it don't make sense to defend yourself.
Shit, you gotta defend yourself.
Police take civilian guns to be under investigation and will catch the criminals with a gun in a stolen car and release them back to the street. Now, he back out into the street, the civilian out there, he can go get a gun. If a civilian go get a gun off the street, that's a charge for the civilian. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is what makes it difficult for us to protect ourselves. This is why I keep on saying stuff like we don't need to be rah reactionary with certain things. We need to be real methodical, plan it out, see what's going on. You know, like I say about some of our people. Some of our people don't need to be deleted. They need to be snatched up, taken in a vacant house, and beat within an inch of their existence. That is a life-changing thing because you know that I could have deleted you. If our people knew that it was a quiet squad out here that'll come and snatch up the dope boy or the nigga shooting the hood up and beat him within an inch of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll increase. Yeah, and it'll increase our population. And when he goes and has children, he can instill into his children. Look, don't be doing this because people don't like that, and it'll come back on you in some of the worst ways. Let me tell you a story about what happened to me. They could have deleted me. Y'all wouldn't even existed. But what they did was they talked to me and they whipped me like I was their child. You feel me? Some people can't be reasoned with. Some people gonna have to be, done away with. But for the most part, man, yeah, I know for a fact a lot of these Negroes need whoopings. They didn't get whoopings growing up. They didn't get discipline growing up. So yeah, that's all, brother.
I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. They had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. And the chief policeman here at the airport when I arrived, they were there, right there at the steps. He said he was violating the law. Yeah, we're violating the law. He said, we're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby being killed. We're going to protect this man right here. They didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then someone's going to die. Because we are ready to kill. Black power means black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers, I say, they don't worry about white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal. You know, already. Side by side with you, or through you. We're going to be with dignity and integrity. We don't want any more than you have, and we're not going to accept any less than you have. That's good enough. is being made. If you take a knife that might back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's below me. And they haven't even begun to pull the knife out, much less trying to heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
It's time to get the fudge up out of here, y'all. I'm out. Peace.